Welcome to the Sharpe Show. So happy to have you with me here this evening. Yes, it is Larry Sharpe here on a very special Sharpe Show today at 7 p.m. on the East Coast. I was good on time. And why was I on time? Well, because I was excited, because I get to actually do so. Even though I was crazy busy today and I almost couldn't make this show, but I decided I have to do this show. I just kind of have to, because it's Wednesdays with Kathy. One of my favorite types of shows that I ever do is Wednesday with Kathy. My amazing governor, Her Majesty, Queen Kathy, first of her name, banisher of conservatives, destroyer of the middle class, banisher of the population. She is the destroyer herself. And she has given a State of the State address. How glorious. A State of the State address. She is telling us, she's telling me exactly how she's going to help the state out, or the state of the state, or whatever she's going to say. I know some of you say, Larry, I don't really like when you do State of the State stuff. I don't, but you need to. You kind of need to. It's important. The AC says, ban of progressives too. Yes, Bane of the, yes, she does not like progressives. She does give you lip service, though. That's one thing she will give you. And we'll see a lot of that, because virtue signaling is one of the things she does well. So she will virtue signal to you. That she will do. She just won't give you anything that you might actually want. But boy, we get virtue signal too. Conservatives just get yelled at. So at least you get that, I guess. So peace, lots. Thank you so much for $2. Let's go extreme sharp. I hope you don't get cut. I'm going to try to be good today. I am. But she gave her State of the State. I'm going to cover through it. I'm going to try to tell you what she actually means. Here's what it always is. She always does several things. One, you can guarantee there'll be tons of giveaways. Always giveaways. That's the thing she'll always do. She'll always validate government. She always does that. Government matters no matter what. 100%. She'll do that too. But what you'll notice in this one, which I watched this one. I don't always watch them up front. This one I did. And when I watched this one, I noticed one important thing. There was some mask off moments here. What I mean by that, she openly is accepting that government's the problem. Yes. Not that she has a solution for that at all. No, but she's admitting that government's the problem. It's a destruction of private business and destruction of the family. I mean, she's been doing this forever, but it hasn't been so masked off and so publicly and happy about it. And she stole some of my ideas and some of my rhetoric, which I love. She literally stole some of my rhetoric and ideas. I love it. Her team, who I do not believe for 1 second that Kathy Hochul, the governor, Her Majesty, Queen Kathy, looks at my website or watches my shows. I don't think so at all. Do her people? Yes. I know they do, because she's stolen some of my ideas. And I'll go through that too, which is kind of fun. That part's good. Which is I'm making some progress. I mean, someone's paying attention. Now, she's not going to do them right to make any sense, but at least it shows that someone's watching. I guess that's kind of good. So let us begin, shall we? Allow for the punishment to begin.
I'm in awe of you. I thank every one of you for all the incredible work you do on behalf of the people of this state.
Now, you would think, who is she talking about? All the people who work and give jobs? No, she just thanked her staff.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's her staff she just thanked. And her husband, by the way.
I'm also very proud to acknowledge New York's first ever first gentleman, my husband, your first gentleman, Bill Hochul.
Now, she did two things with that one, which is awesome. She virtue signaled, I'm a woman, in case you didn't notice. She has to always, a lot of you think that what she does is she will virtue signal on race. She doesn't do race much at all. She does gender all the time. Every single time every single time she does a speech in any way, shape, or form, she will always virtue signal gender. She will not virtue signal race, hardly ever. Here or there, but hardly ever. She will usually virtue signal based upon gender all the time. So she did that, of course, and said how proud she was. Remember, hard work, pride, validate government, more jobs, money given away. Those are her four things in every speech. Hard work. She already did that. I didn't make you guys watch that part. She just said how much all the hard work they all do. Pride. She said that, right? and then there'll be validation of government. She did that too, and she'll keep doing it more, and then she'll give away money for jobs. That's how she always does it. Those four are her hallmark. And you would think people would learn that. No, they just keep listening.
My fellow New Yorkers,
Okay.
as we reflect on the state of our great state, the Empire State,
It's not a good
two
thing.
things are very clear to me.
Uh-oh. Okay, remember something. Before she goes here, she's been governor for 4 years, right? For 4 years, she's been governor. I'm being very clear. For 4 years, she's been governor. And for 5 years before, for 3 years before that, she was lieutenant governor. And before that, she was a congressperson, a city council member. She has been in New York State government at the local level, the federal level, and the state level. I'm not joking, for over 30 years. She has been in government, New York State, federal, and local level for 31 years. Just so you're aware of that, who she is.
Our future depends on the ability of every family to afford the essentials of life.
That's true.
And our ability to protect the safety and security of our residents.
Oh, you figured it took you 30 years. Okay, but you figured it out. Good, keep going. Okay.
But we will not achieve these goals without a fight.
Who are we fighting against? Oh, okay, who are we fighting against?
So my commitment to every New Yorker is this.
Tell me.
Your family is my fight.
Oh, I like that. She's fighting for my family. All right.
This has been the impetus and the inspiration for everything we've done for the last 3 years.
You've been governor for 4. Forget the year after Cuomo grabbed the butts. You've been governor for 4, not 3. So you've been working on this for 4 years. Okay, good. So tell me how great things are going.
We worked together and raised the minimum wage and tied it to inflation.
Oh, okay. So that must mean that if you've done that, that things are better for us all. Okay. Let's check it out. Tell me the stats.
We believe that when costs go up, your wages should too.
Makes sense. Okay.
When we added jobs and boosted tuition assistance, education funding.
What? Oh, whoa. I thought New York State had free college. Isn't that what Cuomo told me 5 years ago? Huh. I guess that was a lie, but Cuomo told me it was free. The Excelsior program. Remember that, guys? Excelsior is free. I don't understand how it got cheaper. How do you get cheaper than free? I don't see how you do that. But I guess you're that good, or he was lying. He was lying. Yes, he was lying. It wasn't free, but that's what he said. So I guess that wasn't true. All right, well, that will mean if you raise the prices with everything, that will mean that New York State would have a good, perhaps, wealth gap. Oh, no, we're worst. We're 50th. That didn't work. Oh, I'm sure you have stats for me. I'm sure you can give me all kinds of stats.
Public transit investments to the highest levels in history.
I love the highest levels of transit. I love that. Does that mean more or less people are set on fire? I'm not sure. Does that mean you gave more money so more people are set on fire, or more money so less people are set on fire? I would think if you're that good, like no one would be set afire, but clearly people are and pushed into the front of trains. And by the way, the last guy who was arrested for stabbing people, I'm not joking, was arrested. I'm serious, was arrested. Here we go. You say, Larry, you're going to tell me like 15 times. No, that's the average. I'm not joking. That's the average is 15 arrests. This guy was arrested. Yes, you got it. 87 times. No, not 18. Oh, Shelly, you gave it away. It is correct. 87 times. That is accurate. Yes, 87 times. Now, I guess that's where all the money's going, on handcuffs. I don't know where the money's going, but it sure isn't keeping people anyplace. That's for sure.
It was because your family deserves the best opportunity for success.
Deserve it. Thank you. That's amazing.
And when we battled insurance companies and ended co-pays for insulin, it was because your family's health was more important than insurance companies' profits.
And when has that ever gone wrong? California. When has that ever gone wrong? When has ever capping and attacking insurance companies ever gone wrong? California's on fire. But never. Not one time. What could go wrong with that? Never, ever. Never. Well done. Get them insurance companies. They'll never leave this state.
Paid prenatal leave.
Oh.
It was so expectant women can get medical care without losing their income, because the health of your baby and your family should always come first.
Always come first. These damn profits. Get rid of those damn profits.
And when we worked together, taking on the social media giants, we stood up against an army of lobbyists and lawsuits, and we won.
See that? They won. All these victories, I can't remember how it helped me at all. I thought she was fighting for my family. Didn't she say that? I don't remember that.
It was to stop the addictive feeds that put corporate profits over your children's mental health.
See that? It was the government stepping in to make sure that you don't get to decide how your kid watches TV or how your kid listens to, Spotify, or how your kid, goes on his or her phone. The government had to step in to fix that, because you can't do that. You're an idiot. So what she meant by my fight for your family is I'm taking over your family. Got it. Okay, now I got it. She's taking over my family. I'm not sure I'm good with that.
And we secured, working together, my partners in the legislature.
She says working together. She acts as if like me and her were talking. What she means is the elites in Albany were working together. I'm not joking. That's who's in the audience right now. In the audience is people like Letitia James, all the people who live in Albany, or who will work in Albany. What she means is we have already fixed things for the poors, and the poors can now shut up and be happy because I fought the battles that I thought was appropriate for the poors. The poors haven't asked for these battles at all. The poors have not asked for this. I'm just going to give them whatever I think is appropriate.
The most consequential statewide housing policy in 50 years.
June.
And
most consequential.
We affirm that New York City is the city of yes, Mayor. It's single that we understand.
It is city of yes when it comes to Turkish people giving me money. I think that's true. Hey, I'm a Turkish guy. I'd like to give you some money. Yes. Hey, I'm a Turkish guy. I want to give the mayor a bunch of free trips. Yes. Hey, I want to build something. No. This is the city of yes for Turkish people, okay? Turkish government gets yes. You get out of here. I'd like to start a business. No. Damn. Okay. Can I give you some bribes? Yes. That's what she means by city of yes. Yes to bribes is what she means. So get that clear. Nothing has changed here in New York in that regard. See, the point she brings up about housing. New York State is still terrible with housing. That hasn't changed at all. It's still terrible. She's dropped millions of dollars, and New York State is still like fourth in house. Fourth highest in price for housing. Fourth. California and Hawaii are higher, and there's one more state, I think. Maybe DC. I forgot. It's like no one state. New York's like fourth. Yeah.
That a home for your family. It means everything.
It does. Man.
And we did all this because your family deserves more money in their pockets.
Yeah. And
as well
we're going
to a place
fight.
They can proudly call their home.
Oh, okay.
And I'll say this.
Homes? Tell me.
I know our work is not done.
Oh, yeah. You haven't destroyed everything
Worries
yet,
about
correct?
crime.
Yes.
Struggles to make ends meet are far too common.
True. Yeah. Struggles to make ends meet are far too common. True. I'm glad she's Captain Obvious. Well done. And also, crime is terrible. True. I wonder, this whole thing, I wonder who's been in charge the last, say, 4 years, who would have fixed this crime problem and this expensive, who would have that? Oh, that would be you. You have been governor for 4 years. Huh. Weird how people are still losing. To be clear, so in case anyone's concerned, how wonderful or her policy worked in the past 4 years, New York State is still losing people. And again, I want to be clear so no one gets this messed up. New York State took in 200,000 migrants that we know of last year. 200,000 migrants came into New York State last year. We still lost people. Yeah. Even California didn't lose last year. Why? They had also a whole bunch of migrants, which made them not lose population. We still lost population. So many people hate how broken this state is that 300,000 left, even though we got 200,000 migrants. And here's the funny part. a bunch of the migrants left too. They didn't like it here. I'm not joking. At least 30,000 migrants said, you know what? New York sucks. I'm out. Migrants who came from like Guatemala or Honduras went, this place sucks. They left and went someplace else, probably Tennessee. They probably went someplace that was easier for them. They left too. Even the migrants leave New York State. And she's like, I'm so proud of all the garbage I've done. I've destroyed the state, but my work is not done because someone is still here. When nobody is here, then my job is complete. Wow. And they're clapping like a bunch of chimps. Love it.
Our state has to be livable, and the people here have to be afford to live in it.
Yeah, I think those are the same things, but fine.
And
okay.
we'll keep fighting for our families and children and continue delivering for them.
Delivering. Okay. Which
safe streets and subways.
She's delivering safe streets and subways. Crime is only up 170% in the subways. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. People are just being put on fire in the subways. But it's safe-ish, I guess. I guess it is. Okay. There's a part that is safer. There's a part. If you happen to live on Park Avenue in New York City, that is safer. So wealthy bankers are safer. So I guess if you're a wealthy banker, yes, that will be an accurate statement. But for the average person who was afraid of being set on fire in the New York subways, yeah, whoever wrote that, if I'd have read this before and be like, did you just write safer? Did you know a dude was stabbed in 2 different people? The dude went and sat on somebody's lap, sat on a girlfriend's lap. I'm not joking. He just walked in, sat on a woman's lap. Her boyfriend pushed him off and got stabbed. Yeah, that's actually happened. Another dude, this is one of the good things. Another homeless guy got jumped by 3 homeless guys, and he stabbed the homeless guys. And he actually didn't go to jail. Maybe because he was homeless? Yeah, if he wasn't homeless, he probably would have gone to jail. Anyway, but he actually didn't go to jail. So maybe that's good. I don't know.
Housing that's truly affordable and fast public transit that's dependable.
Does she not watch the news? The MTA is a shit show. It's clearly that. I don't know if I've said it enough times. Let me say it one more time. They set people on fire and cops watch. I'm not making that up. You can watch the video. They set people on fire and cops watch. That's what happens in my subway. And she's like, we're making them safer. For whom? For cops, perhaps? I mean, maybe. I don't know. They just figured something out, by the way. I'm not joking. They figured this out. They said, hey, wait a minute. We shouldn't have cops on the outside of the subway. I'm very serious. Most of the crime happens inside. So we should put the cops inside of the train station. You should just figure it out now. They figured it out this week. They're like, hey, the people, it's hard to stop someone from getting pushed onto the station or set on fire if our cops are outside of turnstiles. Yeah. And they went, maybe if we put the cops in the turnstiles? Oh my God, this is my city. We figured that out. I'm not joking. This week, they're like, hey, what if we made the cops close to the crime? Yeah. What if we put a cop like on the subway? Yeah, we don't do that. All our cops are outside, like trying to scare people, that kind of thing. Why would you be scared? You might get arrested. Well, yeah, but you'll probably go to jail if you get arrested, probably the 88th time. So after 88 times, you might stay in jail. So they got like 87 lives. That's how New York City works. I wish I was joking.
And dependable infrastructure. Today, I'm going to share my vision for New York, where hardworking people can get ahead.
Okay, sounds
where
good.
Children can play in neighborhoods safely.
Love that.
Where opportunities are plentiful.
Okay.
And where champions are forged.
Champions. Okay.
That's how I felt growing up.
She's gonna outpour us now.
Parents could put food on the table because
she always tries to outpour us. By the way, both her and her husband separately are multimillionaires. But that's fine. She's going to outpour us now. She's going to show how poor she is. Tell us how poor she is.
They had good union jobs at the steel mills, at the Ford plant, the GM plant, or whatever.
Okay, those days in New York State are over. The only way we make any money is through the military industrial complex, which she, of course, is part of it. Government makes all the jobs now in New York State. And New York State already is the most unionized state in the country.
It was those jobs.
Those jobs. Okay. Okay. She is in her 60s now. So she's talking about jobs from 60 years ago when she was a kid, which is great. I'm not mad at her for that. But she's talking about the 1960s and the 1970s. That New York is gone. And it's been gone for many years.
And they always believed that their children would have the same opportunities or even better.
Yeah.
It's not to say that times weren't hard sometimes.
Because she was poor.
My parents started married life in a trailer.
She was born in a cotton field in South Carolina. That's her.
My brother was born. When I came along, not long after, we moved to a cramped apartment in the shadow of the steel plant, where my dad, my uncles, and grandpa worked. Mom scrimped and saved to feed what eventually grew to a family of 8.
There we go.
She made those Spam sandwiches. Anybody have Spam?
Okay. How poor were you if your family could afford to send 8 kids to college?
Sorry, Mom, I shouldn't say that. Those Spam sandwiches were made on bread that was expired that came out of our freezer.
You were poor.
We bought our clothes at used clothing stores.
See how poor you
or
were?
on layaway.
All right. So all you people who think that this woman is out of touch, you're wrong. You're wrong. She's just like you poors. There's no difference. It's just like Joe Biden. He's Scranton Joe. He's not a wealthy guy at all. He's poor just like all of us. So yeah, he's poor just like all of us. There we go. Phil says I can't afford Spam. I need to buy the generic. Yeah, I can't even afford regular Spam. I got to get the fake Spam, the generic Spam. Absolutely. AC says, I mean, back then college was cheap. True. So if maybe, and you know how much the government paid for college? Not much. It was just cheap and it was actually better for you. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
But I'll tell you this. We never felt trapped by our circumstances, and we never gave up hope.
I like that. That's good. I don't give hope either. They don't
I'll
like it
give you
that
an
much.
example. When I was 13 years old.
Okay, how poor were you?
Kind of the time of the British invasion and Twiggy. You're all too young, I get it. But I had my eyes on this very stylish red plastic raincoat.
Okay, sounds cool.
It was cool back then.
It probably wasn't, but that's okay.
It was in a women's store on Main Street.
Okay.
It was
Back
an
in Main Street, remember
extravagance that I knew I could never ask my parents to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
So I saved every penny I could babysitting, 50 cents an hour.
Yeah, but you can't really babysit now anymore, number one, because you'll get mad at them for sure, without any doubt. You literally in New York State, this is a true thing. We actually still to this day shut down lemonade stands. That's a thing, right? That's a thing. We literally shut down lemonade stands in New York State. That's a thing we actually do. So yeah, the small business, we got rid of that. Not just that, thanks to you and how you've been speaking and what you've been doing for the past 7 years, actually, if I count everything, 31 years in government, Main Street's dead in New York State. Try to find a Main Street that's vibrant. You can, but it's rare. If you hit 20 small towns in upstate New York, maybe 1 or 2 will have a vibrant Main Street here or there. And most of those that are vibrant Main Streets, it's because New York City people come up and like shop on the weekends there. That's a common thing, right? If wealthy New York City people come up to your town and shop on weekends, you probably have a vibrant Main Street. If that doesn't happen, you don't. That's just not a thing. You don't. Not at all. This. She destroyed Main Street. Like, yeah, back I had a Main Street. Yeah, not anymore.
It took months, but buying that coat with my own money, felt like such an achievement.
What?
Proof to a young teenager that with hard work and perseverance, anything was possible.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. But the problem is she's always Captain Obvious. She's always Captain Obvious, says nothing new. And I guess, do they write this for her or does she just say stuff? She says stuff that means nothing, and she spends so much time saying stuff that means nothing. Here's the question I would have. If you believe that small business and entrepreneurs matter, what is your plan to help small business owners and entrepreneurs? That will be the question I would ask you. And you can look at that all day. Here's what I promise you. You won't find a goddamn thing. She does not care.
But a few years later, that store and many of the stores around it went dark.
They did.
The Five and Dime, the Soda Counter, the last of the remaining clothing stores were all gone.
Yep.
It was the 1970s. Inflation was at 13%. Crime was out of control.
Sounds like today. Huh. There we go. Yeah. Sounds like today. I would agree with that. I think that's true. Sal says, Saratoga Springs is the only one I can think of, and it's because it's a tourist town. Exactly. Yes. And a lot of downstaters move there. That's true. If you look into New York State and you want a vibrant Main Street, generally speaking, it's a tourist town. Most times people from the city, or sometimes out of Albany, depends, out of Buffalo is possible. If they travel there, particularly on weekends, then you can get a vibrant downtown. Otherwise, it's very rare to find that. It's very rare to find that. Absolutely. Yeah. So Shelly says, she's my age. Babysitting paid 10 to 25 cents an hour. She's either making it up or she was surrounded by wealth. I think both of those are true. Both, Shelly, are true. She's 67, I think, 66. She's in her mid to late 60s. That's how old she is. So, yeah, that's it. Cage says, question, who's more delusional, Kathy or the people who believe her? I believe it's a tie. Yeah, I'm not sure they believe her. I think they just want to feel good about their grifting, right? They want to feel good about their grifting. Nate, Kiddo says, hi. Please tell her I said hi. She wanted me to tell you that she had a lemonade stand last summer. Cops came, bought lemonade, and shook her hand. Nicely done. Yes, remember, the cops don't want to shut down your lemonade stand. It's got to be a jerk at the city level who's mad, who calls in, who forces their hand. But yeah, cops, I say this all the time. Can cops be jerks? Of course. But the average cop doesn't want to bother you. Average cop wants to go after bad guys. That's what the average cop wants. The average cop doesn't want to harass kids, right? That's not what they want to do. Will they do it because they're told to? Yes, because they have to do it. I get it. But they don't want to. They'd rather go after bad guys. The only way a cop will come by and shut down your stand is if somebody called in, knows the mayor, and the mayor said, you're taking it, and then they go do it because they had to. But yeah, average cop doesn't care. They would rather just be nice. They don't care. The average, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be clear. Not all cops are great. Some are bad. Absolutely. We see them. But the average cop doesn't care at all. They're doing their job. They don't care. Absolutely.
Factories were shutting down. Our land, our air, and our water were so polluted.
Yeah.
The world was changing.
And you know who unpolluted most of that New York State water? A young attorney. His name was Robert Kennedy Jr. Yes. That's the guy who did most of that work. He started Riverkeepers. That's the guy who did that. That's the guy who you are not supporting, did not support, and then should he get kicked off the ballot for president. So the guy who actually solved some of the problems you spoke about, of all the problems you spoke about, none of them were solved, except for the clean water part. That part was done. Everything else is still as bad as it's ever been, if not worse. The only thing of these things you just listed that were fixed was him. And he was in New York State government, if I count the 60s, and then the time that he was elected. Never. He's never been in government ever. But you were for 31 years at both the local, state, and federal level. And you've been governor for 4 years. Where's Main Street? Still gone. How about that pollution and stuff? Still there. Except for the water. Weird how of all the things you just said, the only thing that's been fixed is the water. And that's by a guy who wasn't in government. And that was for a guy who tried to get in a ballot in your state, and you decided, no, I'm not going to help or assist at all. I'm going to watch them screw him over. I'm going to watch the state destroy Robert Kennedy Jr., the guy who fixed the only one of the things that you just talked about that was fixed. That was you. Huh. What did you fix? You've been in government again, 31 years in New York State. I want everyone to hear that. If you think I'm making it up, check her Wikipedia, check her page. She's proud of it. 31 years in government, state, local, federal, all three. And she has fixed nothing.
So many communities lost that factory, took the hit.
Yep. Yes.
And struggled to get back up.
Yes.
Whether people labored at Bethlehem Steel in Buffalo.
what I love is this. Cuomo did the same thing. I'm going to tell you how terrible I am. This state's all screwed up, and I've been in charge for decades, and this state's terrible. God, look at what happened. Don't you feel bad? I'm going to give you a history lesson every time I talk to you about how terrible things are. And I've been in charge the whole time. Amazing.
Kodak in Rochester, Carrier in Syracuse, Endicott Johnson in the Southern Tier.
Yeah, where are those companies?
Or Northrop Grumman on Long Island.
Yeah.
Over the years, people just felt so betrayed.
Yes, by the people in charge. And who's been in charge over these years? Oh, wait, you.
They've done everything they were supposed to do, but the jobs left.
They just
Every
left.
single one of my 5 siblings wanted to stay and had to leave home because jobs were more plentiful in other states.
So, okay. The self-tells, the self-reports here are insane. Every one of my siblings left because they couldn't stay in New York because New York's a disaster. So they're all gone. So people are leaving. And still, she's in charge, losing. Wow. Sal says she closed down Remington, correct? Nate says, not fair to say that she didn't fix anything in 31 years. I bet her bank account's fixed up real good. Good point. Yes. She has grifted very well. That's true. That's true. Yes. Absolutely.
That really hurt.
Oh.
It wasn't just the jobs that were leaving. It was hope that was leaving too.
True.
I tell you this not to give you a history lesson.
Yeah, that's what you do. Do this. No, that's.
But to reinforce why these fights are so personal to me.
Oh, they're personal.
And I feel like this happened just yesterday. And this is not history.
Oh, it's not history.
The same way the millennials felt in 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
When the Great Recession undermined their futures.
And you were in charge then too. That's true.
I'll tell you this. I don't ever want the people of this state, our neighbors, to have the same sense of anxiety that was so pervasive when I was younger.
They already do.
That's why I decided to stay and fight.
Oh, that's why you decided to stay and fight. I was wondering why you were staying here. It wasn't because you were grifting and making $1 gazillion off of your husband and the concessions that you guys were getting off the sports arenas. It's not that. That's not the reason. Or how you stayed in power and made tons of money off of grifting from the state from the past 30 years. It's not that. It's because you were mad and you're going to fix things. That's the reason. Okay. Look, if you say so, I believe you. Ryan says it perfectly. Governor virtue signal. Bingo. Utterly true. Utterly true. Yes. Christine says, I wonder what her siblings think about her. They left the state. What do you think, Christine? And they haven't come back. She's the governor, and they haven't come back. What do you think they think? They know what a grifter she is. They get it. Absolutely. 100%. Frosty says, by the way, Hochul's net worth of $3 million. Is that true? What's her husband have net worth? What's that one? What's hubby? What's his net worth? So, yes. Cage says, this is actually painful to listen to, but Larry, you make it fun. The reason why I do this is because every one of your governors is going to say some garbage like this. They all taught that they've done something. It's about how powerful they are, things they've done. But New York State, to be clear, why I bring this up, she's so proud of our state. We have the worst wealth gap in the entire country. Let me say it again. The worst wealth gap in the entire country is New York State. Worse than California. Worse than California. And that's been true for years. Ranked the least free state by Cato for I think 6 or 7 years running. Worse than California. Losing people, the most people, for at least the last 8 years. Prior to that, growing the slow. When all the states were growing, we were growing the slowest for 20 years. And she's so proud. Why are you proud? Our state's a fucking embarrassment. Why are you proud of this? I would not be proud of this if I were you. I would not be proud of this. But she is, I guess, because I don't know why.
Witnessing the struggles and pain of those left behind.
She's saying, yeah, we've been watching these people suffer as I make millions, as my husband makes even more.
Inspired me to run for office.
Oh, that's
To
what
be a
it was.
voice for communities that had fallen on hard
You were.
times.
She's a voice
because
for
I had
us.
lived that experience.
She lived it.
So today,
Tell me.
I know all too well.
You outpoured us all.
Many New Yorkers are struggling.
It's true. You've been watching it for 30 years.
Inflation, sky-high rents.
Yep.
Wages that just don't feel like they can keep up.
That's right.
A change.
So what's your plan to fix businesses then and to get us better jobs? How you get us more jobs? Show us how you get more jobs. I want to hear that. That's going to be great. So far, she's been talking about 10 minutes, hasn't talked about us getting more jobs yet. But that's fine. She's virtue signaling a lot and she's outpoured us all. So it's fine.
The economy. An influx of unexpected arrivals who had great needs.
See, it's unexpected arrivals. If Mike Voss is watching right now, he just threw up in his mouth. It's not illegal immigrants, Michael. It was unexpected arrivals with great need. See that? You phobe, whichever one you are today, Mike. You're one of them for sure. But yeah, there we go.
And an unsettled world.
Unsettled world. That's the problem.
That's why I fight day in and day out.
She fights day in and day out.
Healthier, cleaner, more affordable for you.
She's making New York healthier, cleaner, more affordable for the past 4 years, and we keep leaving in droves. Man, you suck at your job. Aren't you bad? Why are you proud of this? I've been working hard for 4 years, and everything's a failure. Like, any way you would match it, it is a failure. Wow. The AC says, I think her voice is giving me a brain tumor. I've already had multiple. Yes, absolutely. Yes, 100%. Just insanely bad. Insanely bad.
You and your family. Because as I said, your family is my fight.
You've just taken my family over. Agreed. Get out of the way. We're going to take it. Government's here for you.
Yesterday, I had a great experience. I met with over 200 high school seniors. From Hudson Valley Community College as well.
Okay.
College students, high school students from all over the Capital District.
Okay.
They shared their hopes and their questions about the future.
Oh, that's nice.
I won't tell.
And did you give them a good answer? Did you tell them how they can spend their time in New York? How there's going to be jobs for them all here and opportunities for them here? Did you tell them that? Or did you tell them that we're actually the state that has the most licensing requirements of all the states? The most licensing requirements. Yes. We ensure that there's corporate capture in almost every industry, from haircuts to nurses to everything in between. And we make sure you have to get it in our state only. We do that also. We make sure that. Did you tell them that? Was that it? I don't know.
Tell you about them. Let's hear from them directly.
Okay, tell me. Ooh, the kids are asking questions.
So today we're going to dive into some of the big ideas from your state of the state that...
Oh, so they're going to talk about her ideas from... Okay, not what they wanted. She just told us that they were going to say what they were worried about. But then she said, we're going to talk about from your state of the state. Okay.
Directly impact us, the students and young people of New York.
Is that University of Buffalo? Think that's University of Buffalo.
One of the things that on top of all this pressure that we feel,
I've been there before.
Peer pressure, etc.
Peer pressure.
17, 18 years old, deciding what we're going to do with the rest of our lives.
Oh, high school
touched
students.
on a little bit of perhaps what students are dreading as they look to the future. In light of the ongoing national debate on abortion rights, how do you...
So students, this is what this kid just said. Students who are 17, 18 years old, the number one issue is abortion rights. Did they write this for her? There is no goddamn way the number one issue for high schools, you know what I'm concerned about right now? Abortion rights in New York State. And now, yeah, how are you going to plan a position?
Position New York as a safe haven, our teen mental...
Okay, first off, New York is a safe haven. Literally, safe haven. It literally is a safe haven for abortion rights. If you, look, I know there are certain states where that's an issue. I'm not talking about the states. In New York State, it is codified. Now, literally in our Constitution, it was already codified in law. Then we had an extra thing just last November to like double codify it. So what she does well, she made something legal even more legal. That's already done. There is literally no chance in New York State of there being any issue whatsoever with abortion rights in New York State. None. Again, I know the states have issues. Not in New York State. That's not a thing. It is a fantasy. They just made this up. Then, and teen mental health.
Mental health first aid training program that you mentioned.
Oh, yeah. She has a plan for you guys. She's saying, okay, there's an issue with teen mental health. So what is she going to do? I'm not joking. She is literally training teens to do first aid mental health. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Teenagers already all think they have mental problems. Like every teenager I know thinks they have a mental problem, right? In fact, they competed. There's a joke they say, okay, what thing can I, self-diagnose so that I can be disabled? They're joking in high school, but they're not joking. Like that's a thing they say, but they're not joking. They say this. So now what are you going to do? Validate that even more by making a bunch of kids become, I don't know, teen psychologist apprentices. We already have how many millions of people going to college, specifically women, going to college for useless degrees who aren't going to help them in real life at all. I know I have one of them, right? Mine's in anthropology. I love my degree, but it didn't help me in life, right? So now you know how many psychology degrees you're going to have here now? Do we have enough people with psychology degrees already who all think they're freaking, I don't know, business coaches or something? They're not, because I am. So no, they're not. So yeah, that's her. Jesus, this is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea.
If you could kind of speak to what this first aid training program aims to do, as climate change becomes an increasing concern, what kinds of initiatives do you plan to take to mitigate the effects in?
What climate change in New York? Is that if I can only hope this is not true. If this is true, if high schoolers actually care about abortion rights, I can't imagine it, but okay, that's their number one. Number two is becoming peer counselors. And number three is climate change in New York. Is that a thing in New York? Like, are we that concerned about climate change in New York State? Is that a thing? If it gets warmer in New York, do we care? Are the glaciers in New York? I don't know glaciers in New York. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? This can't be true. And if it is true, we're fucked. If that's what they're worried about.
New York. Many of us in this room are also looking to the future, whether it's college or whatever path we choose.
So those are the top three.
My visit yesterday was a reminder of who we're fighting for.
Oh.
And that we must show them, these young people, that they can thrive.
Okay. AC says, remember when the flood suburbs? Yeah, 15 years ago? Yes, 15 years ago, dude. We've been working on this rising levels for a long time. New York City is sinking. It's too big. It's actually sinking. We know this already. Done. We're already building this out already. That's already happening. So why does she have to deal with that? And again, even if you're not sure, right? If you're saying to yourself, well, I'm worried about, climate change, I guess, whatever. Why does a high school kid care about that? And these high school kids aren't even in New York City. This is why I'm saying either we have made them scared of shit that doesn't matter, or she just said, hey, here's your script. Please say stuff to validate my speech. I think it's that one. I think it gave her this and said, say these things, and then I'll let you be in my state of the state, and you can feel like you're special. That's the piece. So, yeah, that's what I think is going on. So maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. So tell us what you learned from this.
Here, that this is where their future is.
Oh,
let me say this.
This is where it is.
A state of the state can be full of flowery rhetoric.
Yes, it can.
And still fail to address the needs of the people.
Very true.
I believe it needs to be much more than just lofty words.
Oh,
it should be a concrete blueprint.
I like that.
That'll deliver actual results that people will feel. That's what New Yorkers expect.
Okay.
And that is what you'll see here today.
There we go.
A bold, actionable plan for 2025.
Bold plan, guys.
That addresses affordability and public safety head on.
There we go.
Let's start with affordability.
Okay, we're going to go on affordability. She's going to make things affordable right now. She got the plan for this. Some of you guys are hearing about Sandy. Sandy was 13 years ago. By the way, some of the people from Hurricane Sandy still haven't gotten their cash back yet. Haven't done it. Yes. Still not. So yeah. So if you're going to tell me maybe yesterday, maybe next week, I should say, something happens. Okay, so there's a hurricane Sandy every 15 years, or if even that. So, yeah. Andrea says, the indoctrinated being interviewed by the indoctrinators. Nice. Nice. Frosty says, Larry studied anthropology just to learn that society is terrible and people are the cause of it. Yes. The AC says, does she have the plan or just constant plan? Oh, no. She's got plans. Oh, yeah. She's got plans. She does have some plans.
And
okay, tell me.
How we all plan, and I plan to put more money back in your pockets.
She's going to put money back in my pockets.
First, I'm calling for a sweeping middle-class tax cut.
Sweeping.
Benefiting 8.3 million taxpayers making less than $323,000.
That's the number, because if you make less than $323,000, that's the number. That makes you, I guess, part of the poor's, middle class, whatever. That's the number. I thought it was 400. So Biden told me it's 400. I got a feeling Biden might have lied to me. What do you think, Mike? You think Biden lied to us? I can't believe that. Mike, there's no way Joe Biden lied to us. So I think she might be wrong on this one. So, but yes, she said 323,000. Okay, sounds good so far.
The tax cut I propose today and will fight for in the coming months will deliver the lowest tax rates in 70 years.
Look at that. We're going to have New York State's going to have the lowest tax rates in 70 years. Do you believe that? I don't. At all. Not even close. I don't. And if you really want to do that, I have an idea. Just end taxes. That's it. Just end the tax. So you know what? We're going to have, I don't know, no state income tax. That would work. How about no state income tax? Do no state income tax, and you would watch things change immediately. Done, and done.
And it'll save hardworking taxpayers $1 billion. $1
billion. So I'm getting $1 billion? Oh, it's going to save all of us, all 20 million of us. Oh, okay.
By itself.
Look at
that. It's a monumental win for New Yorkers in the battle.
Wait a minute. Okay, Okay, didn't she say she was fighting people for this? And then it's a win for New Yorkers in a battle. Who's she battling against? Oh, wait, herself. This is the other self-report. How can we make things more affordable? Stop taxing us. Yeah, because you've been taxing us. So now we're clapping as she says, literally she says, hey, I'm not, look, I know I've been punching you in the face like every week. I'm going to stop on Tuesdays. I'm just punching you on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I haven't punched you in Saturdays in a long time, but I'm not going to stop on Tuesdays. So you only get punched in the face 4 times a week. Please clap. Oh, thank you. Only 4 punches? Only 4 punches. That's all we're getting. Yes, that's what she basically just said. Correct. AC says, why not? I mean, Hochul is basically Republican. Very nicely done. This is my point that I talk all the time, AC. They're all the same. At the tip-top level, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the average American, there's a big difference between Democrats and Republicans in their thought process. Differences, of course. When it comes to even sometimes the local politicians who aren't elites, sometimes they are actually true believers. They sometimes are true believers. But when it comes to the elites, come on now. They talk differently, but do the same shit. But they do talk differently. Her rhetoric is far better than Republicans' rhetoric, right? When it comes to rhetoric, she's much more, I care about you and the women and the kids. Her rhetoric is way better. I mean, she's not a very good speaker, but compared to most Republicans, she has better rhetoric. And I say all the time, Democrats have very good rhetoric. They're very much about, and we care about the kids and the people and the families. They're very good at rhetoric. Now, govern, well, you know, I can't go there.
For affordability.
Okay.
But that's just the start.
That's the start.
The fact is,
okay,
many Americans, not just New Yorkers, have been hit hard by inflation since COVID.
Yeah, I remember COVID. Inflation started to kick up, but right after you supported all those lockdowns. I remember that. I remember how you supported closing all those businesses. I remember how you supported locking down our supply chain. I remember how you supported all the stuff because you were lieutenant governor and then governor during that time. Yeah, it wasn't COVID. It was the lockdowns that you were behind. I remember that. I do. I'm glad you brought that up. So how are you going to fix that? Apologize?
Because prices went up.
Oh, went up.
Our sales tax revenue went up as well.
Yes, that's true. Prices went up and you kept collecting cash. That's true. Yes.
But I believe this.
What do you believe?
That extra money does not belong in state coffers.
And it only took you 5 years to figure that out. Okay, look, I guess better late than never, right? I guess, right? It only took her 5 years it only took her 5 years and Trump winning, coincidence that is, to take her to figure that one out. Oh, Trump won. People like Republicans more. Maybe I'll be more like a Republican then. I've been telling you guys this all the time. All you guys say all the time, these Democrats are Marxists. These Democrats are communists. No, they're not. They're whatever it takes to stay in power. That's it. They are opportunists. She'll become a Republican tomorrow if that would keep her elected. She'd be a libertarian tomorrow if that would get her elected. She'd be a Marxist tomorrow if she'd ever get elected. She don't care. She doesn't care. Trying to assign something to her like, she's a Marxist. So she's not. Clearly she's not. It's not even close to that. She's oh my God, you like Republicans now? I'm a Republican now. That's basically what she is. All she cares about is her people staying in power and getting cash. That's all that matters. She is whatever that would be. There's a part of me wishes she was a true believer. As much as I can't stand Bill de Blasio, and he was a terrible, terrible mayor, he was a true believer. He was like, I'm taking all of the money, and socialism is awesome, and communism is awesome, and wealth redistribution is great. He was a true believer. I'll give him that. I give people credit where credit was due. He didn't hide it. Didn't hide it at all. She's what people now like that. I'm that. That's her. Yes. Constantly. Guys, if you like what I'm saying, some of you saying you're laughing. Good. If you're laughing, then click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. Please do that. It does matter. It's important. Please share this or repost it so people can see it. If you haven't subscribed, time to do that now. Please subscribe and or follow. You know how that works. And if you're saying, Larry, I've already subscribed. YouTube sometimes says, no, that's not true. YouTube decides you're a bot and unsubscribes you. So do so. You can always super chat me. Super chats go right to the front. I try to grab more comments as I can. I try to, but it can be challenging as I go through this, but I try to. If you super chat me, it goes right to the front right away. Make sure if you really want to help me out, you can always become a member on YouTube. Click that join button, $49 per month. Or on Rumble, if you want to, while I'm live, you can click subscribe during the live. Only subscribe, not join. And join that for $4.99 per month. Come on. The jokes I give you, it's worth $5. Come on. It's worth $5. I think it is. I mean, maybe you don't. But I do. So, yes. There we go. So, any case. If I could, I'm going to sit here. Joel says over on Rumble, President recently get impeached for such violent rhetoric? Yes, absolutely. That's a bad thing. GJD says spam sandwiches, poor nutrition equals brain damage. Maybe that explains it. That's actually funny. Nicely done. That's a good one. I do like that one. That's a good one. I love that. Let's see here. Adam over on Instagram says, if lower taxes are good, why not go for no tax? My point exactly, Adam. My point exactly. You want to do something to knock out of the park? No income tax. And New York State income tax. Done. You see a bunch of people do. If taxes are the problem, which she's admitting they are, like she's admitting that New York's is the problem. Lower tax rate, then we took more sales tax. She's admitting it. It's a self-own. This is a self-report. She's saying what New York's is the problem. She said earlier, we're going to fight to make it work. Who are you fighting? Yourself. You have been wrecking this state for 31 years. You finally admitted, okay, you caught me. And if I keep messing around, I'm going to lose this election next year. That's what she's scared of. That's really what she's scared of. And because I guess New Yorkers like Republicans now, that's what she's thinking. I'm going to be a Republican now. I'm going to call myself a Democrat because I have the establishment, but I'll just do Republican stuff. I'm a tax cutter now. Oh, damn, you're a tax cutter now. Yep. Tax cutter now. Why? because that's how I think I'll win. So now I'm a tax cutter. Okay, here we go.
It belongs back in your pocket.
See that? Back in our pocket.
And that's why I proposed the first ever, the nation's first, inflation refund. Now, under my plan,
okay, what's going to happen?
We'll return billions and billions of dollars in surplus.
Billions of money going. You get a billion, you get a billion, you get a billion. You all get billions. If you make less than $323,000 a year, whatever, you get $1 billion. We all get billions. That's the plan. Love that plan. This is the best plan yet. You all get billions. Keep going. I love it. Peace Lodge, thank you for the 49. What's happening is an atmosphere of care in schools. These minds are young. They'll be swept up by what they think should applaud. Oh, sheep. Yes, they should applaud. Yes, it's true. Yeah. You're totally correct. Yes. So we have to do what the governor says because she's cool, I guess. There we go. Jim says it belongs to the pockets of me and my friends. Accurate, Jim. 100% accurate. Yes. 100% accurate. That is correct. Yes.
Sales tax revenue directly to 8.6 million hardworking New Yorkers. I'm talking about seniors. I'm talking about recent grads. I'm talking about families bringing in less than $300,000 a year.
Look at that.
This makes a difference.
Oh, less than $300,000.
$300 for individuals, $500 for a family.
Oh.
I've spoken to many.
That's how it works.
They are very excited about this.
So you're
this is real money back in their pockets.
So you're going to give them, you're basically writing stimmy checks. Okay. She's like, I'm in trouble. I'm writing stimmy checks. So I'm writing $300 checks to individuals, $500 to families, and I'm calling it a rebate for sales tax. I'm writing stimmy checks. Okay. I get it. That's the answer. You get a check. We all get checks. This is a blatant bribe. I got it. Okay.
So let's check. What do we have so far? An historic middle-class tax cut.
Okay.
Inflation rebate checks.
Stimmy checks.
But that's not all.
No, there's more.
Families with children.
Yeah.
They are the ones who need additional relief.
They do. That's
and it's
true.
New York's first mom governor.
Oh, your mom governor is a woman thing.
Personally.
Yeah.
That the earliest years are the most expensive.
I thought college
diapers, formula, clothes of the outgrow every 3 months.
No, college more expensive. Oh, but you make college free already.
That's why back in 2023, I worked with the legislature to make our child tax credit available for kids under the age of 4 for the first time ever.
Look at that. You lowering taxes everywhere.
Extended a financial lifeline to over 600,000 more families because it made 0 sense to me that this credit only came available when our kids were almost in kindergarten.
And it only took you 30 years to figure that out. Okay, I guess better than nothing. I guess. Okay. Josh says states with no state income tax do better than states with state income tax. Correct. In every way. 100% true. Mike says if the extra tax money is unwarranted, then refund and cut taxes. Yeah, but Mike, then how does she get paid? So, and then how does she get her name on it? So, yeah, no, she will find new government programs to fund. Correct. To enslave the poor and lock in votes via dependents. Correct again. Yes. Correct again. Yes. AC says not a Marxist, but definitely a Republican. Which, again, she goes on. Dave goes, most politicians are whatever it takes to win. That's what I tell you all the time, Dave. There are some at the local level who are true believers. You do find them. There are some true believers. There are 100%. There are some, but the vast majority are not. There are some politicians, particularly when they come in new locally, who honestly believe in their theories or their ideas. That's true. There are some. The vast majority either aren't that or soon change and get rid of that. They just become whatever it takes to win. And how they validate their bad behavior is saying, well, if I'm not in charge, someone worse will be, or I'll protect them. I can't do what I want to do if I'm not in charge. So they validate their bad behavior by saying they're protecting you from somebody else. In their own head, they say that. That's why so many of them can do it without even hesitating. They fool themselves into believing they're the savior, and therefore they can do the bad thing because they're the savior. I wish that wasn't true. I wish it wasn't true. P says, what are the radical powers of the governor? Pardon is one power. What are the others you will use? Do you control taxes? Well, no, you don't have to control taxes, but you can say you want to get rid of them, right? You can make a policy to get rid of them. Of course you can, right? You can create policies and hope that you can get the legislature to do it. And you can actually, in some cases, hold legislature hostage. What I mean by that, when I ran for governor, I told people that I could do things. They went, no, you can't, Larry, because even if you win governorship, you won't control the New York State legislature. I said, actually, I will. Like, no, you can't. Yes, I will. Because in our Congress right now, in our legislature right now in New York State, in the Senate, it's about 50-50. If I just had 3, 4, 5 people switch parties to Libertarian when I was running, I would control the Senate via swing vote. So that means no laws get passed through the Senate. Yes, so I control Congress through a swing vote. So I can hold things hostage. Give me my law, I'll then get you yours. So you can do it. That's how you do it. That is the way you're able to actually move things. So yes.
Right. Just a few days ago, I met Tasia Brown, a mom of 3. She also had a 2-year-old.
Okay.
She told me that when she received a check last year, it felt like her birthday.
Yes.
She paid her utility bill.
This is literally what you just said, Mike. Mike, this is literally what you just said. She is dependent upon the governor for her check to pay her bills. You know she's voting for her. Of course. Absolutely.
Bought some extra groceries. And then she treated her kids to dinner, something that was so rare for her.
Okay, so how are you going to get her to have a better job? Or, I don't know, is she a single mom? I'm assuming the way you're talking she is. If she's not a single mom, then how are you getting dad a better job? If she is a single mom, how are you getting her a better job? You're not, are you? I haven't seen a plan to make more jobs yet.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about dependence.
It makes a difference.
It does.
And this year, I want to support our families even more.
I want to make them more dependent.
The maximum benefit to $1,000.
You get cash. You get cash. You get cash. You all getting cash.
$1,000 for babies and kids up to 4, and in 2026 will boost the credit for school-age children even higher to $500.
I like that.
For parents, it's more food on the table.
See that?
More supplies in the backpack for 2.7 million children. If you think about it, it makes good economic sense. Every dollar invested in the child tax credit will generate $1.25 in economic activity.
Wait a minute. Wait, whoa. Ho. Did she just say that if I cut taxes by $1, it generates $1.25? Did she just say that? Okay, she's AC, you're right. She's Republican. You're right. You called it. You called it early on. It's correct. She's Republican now. It's official. Mike, you have to start liking her now. She's become Republican. It's clear. That's it. Done deal. She's changed parties. She's Republican now. She's Tulsi Gabbard, basically. She's now become Republican. Done and done. There we go. John says, Larry, if I pay taxes on the money I gave her last year, when she gives me a check back, will it be taxed before I get it or after? Or perhaps both? I'm assuming both. Because she's not really a Republican. I mean, remember, Republicans are debt and spend. Democrats are tax and spend. Now, she's just going to debt and spend now. She's really become Republican. She's like, I'm not okay. Okay, no more taxes. We're doing debt and spend. Forget it. Debt and spend. Forget it. That's it. AC says, do politicians ever actually meet people? Yes, I do. Every single year. Always. Yes, I do. 100%. Yes.
That's spent in local stores. Spent in our local businesses.
But there aren't any.
Now, there's another huge driver of cost for families that we need to confront.
Okay, tell me.
Childcare. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Childcare. Childcare has been a problem in New York State for years. I wonder who runs childcare in New York State. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The government. The state government actually runs all childcare in New York State. It does. Yes. And it's been going up and expensive, and it's been terrible for literally decades. And what they do, you know what we want to do? I know, more control. Because when can more control ever go wrong? Answer, always.
Daycare costs over $21,000 a year.
And who's in charge of that? I'm trying to remember. Who's in charge? Oh, wait, you! And you have been in charge for literally 4 years. You have been in charge. This is great. What she's actually saying is, man, I am utterly incompetent. I have screwed you all over for 4 years. I have made your housing too expensive. I've taken your money for the past 5 years on sales tax, which I finally admitted. And now Trump one, I'm scared. So I'm doing my impression of Oprah, and you get a check and you get a check. I'm giving stimmy checks now because hopefully you'll forgive me now. And on top of it, I made childcare a disaster for you. So because I'm scared I might lose this next election, I'm going to just give you money back. You could, in theory, decentralize childcare to make it better and more competitive. No. Stop that.
Now, if you're making minimum wage,
Yeah.
it doesn't add up.
Yeah. So how about we have better jobs so less people are making minimum wage? I know, weird, right? This is crazy. I'm still waiting. We're now 20 minutes in. I'm still waiting for the jobs plan. That didn't happen. No.
That cost is 155% higher than a public college tuition in our state.
Man,
it's like
whose fault
paying
is
a
that?
second rent for so many families.
It is.
And I know how hard it is to make life work without childcare because I lived it.
See that? She's going to outpour all of you. She's going to outpour all you people. She's the poor's final boss. You thought.
When my kids were young, I had to leave my job.
Oh my God.
Because I couldn't find accessible, affordable childcare.
I was terrible. You had to leave your job. Wait a minute, you leave your job because you couldn't find accessible childcare? It wasn't because your husband was wealthy? If you left your job, when you have less money? Oh, your husband's wealthy. Forgot.
I love that job and everything I worked for. I didn't know if it would be derailed.
Might be the end of it.
I ended up okay. We're good.
Yeah, I know that. You did. You're smiling, but we know.
But I didn't at the time know I'd get my career back on track. And so many moms across the state of New York feel the same way. They can tell the same story.
Yep.
I want to partner with the legislature.
Of course.
To put our state on a pathway toward universal child care.
What could go wrong? We have controlled child care for the past 30 years, and she's been in government for these 30 years. Again, state, federal, local level, she's been in government for these past 30 years. They've controlled health child care for 30 years, and she's admitted it sucks. It's terrible. So what is her answer? Total domination. Let's make sure there is literally no competition. It'll just be a monopoly. And when has monopoly ever gone wrong? Oh, wait, right, always. Yeah, every single time. Yeah, it's always failed. Let's do that, though, because you know what? I know, Mike, you're getting mad, but you don't understand something. This time is going to be different, okay? This time, it's going to be different. Jim's all pissy. Jim, don't be pissy. What she's saying. Jim, don't be. This time, it's going to be, I know every single time government monopoly has failed. I know that. But this is different because she's poorer than you, or used to be poor. I don't know why, but this time, shut up. Shut up. It's going to work. Believe her this time. What could go wrong?
That really matters.
That matters. It's going to get us some universal child care. Never going to go wrong. Perfect. They're standing for that one. You know what they're standing? Because all of them run like child care nonprofits and they're going to get checks. Like, oh, we all getting checks. Damn. We all getting checks. Because once you have universal child care, then they'll force you into whatever they want. And then when there's problems, there'll be no lawsuits. I love it.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Phil yes, that's right. Okay, yeah. Andrea goes, yes, and teach the babies to swim too. Right. The thing about this entire thing is what she's admitting openly is, one, government has been the problem for years. She's admitting it openly. We've been stealing your money. I'm going to give some of it back now. We've been terrible with childcare, all horrible and bad, doing all bad stuff now. That's all terrible. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to take over your family is what we're going to do. we're going to control your childcare. We're going to control your schooling. We're going to control everything. Teach your kids how to swim. That's right. And the black babies to swim. And don't forget the black babies. She said that specifically. She wants to teach the black kids to swim. So you Asian, you drowning. You Puerto Rican, good luck. You white, good luck. Black, I'm going to teach you black. Again, her words, not mine. Her words. Yes. Oh, Phil, that's right. Also, she said that black babies who don't know what the word computer is. That's right. That's a problem. So, again, her words. She's going to make sure that the black kids know what a computer is. I don't know either. I'm black from the Bronx. I had to have someone else set my computer. I don't know what this was. I had no idea. I had a couple of white friends go. I said, look, I'm black from the Bronx. I don't know what a computer is. Set this up for me so I can do this because I can't do this. And they said, can you swim? I said, no. Kathy Hochul wasn't around when I was a kid, so I couldn't swim. So I do not know what a computer is, nor do I know how to swim, according to Kathy Hochul. So you are correct, Phil. Hopefully, if she gets her programs, I'll figure out how to swim one of these days and how to run a computer. I'll figure it out one day. We hope. I don't even know what one is. I have no idea. You can't really know because, yeah, that's how it works. P says, has Kathy done anything to help New York? Not a thing. Not one single thing, Peace. Not one. Nothing. I'm not joking when I say that. Nothing. Nothing has gotten better under her. Nothing. I'm not joking. It's all bad. I would ask someone to find something that actually gotten better under Kathy Hochul. It's not. All bad. Lunatic, how are you, sir? Thank you for $2. Government nor their spending is the problem. Ha. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Ryan, $5. Government fails, just spend more and more money. That'll fix the problem for eternity. Perfect. Until it doesn't. And that's the issue. She's just going to keep spending. And then here's the best part. Here's what I guarantee you. The plan before was, don't worry, we'll just have Uncle Joe write us a check. You know that's true. You saw it happen. You're watching it right now in California. That's the plan. Joe already agreed to give Gavin Newsom $135 billion. So that was the plan, and the plan's working perfectly. But Uncle Joe's gone in a couple days. Now Uncle Don's going to write them checks. Uncle Don may not write those checks. And here's the actual plan, Ryan. When Uncle Don does not write those checks, Kathy Hochul will blame him. Because never forget, whenever anything is going wrong and any problem at all, never forget the most important thing of all things, Ryan. Orange man bad. That's the thing, right? So, orange man bad. Just in case you forgot, never forget. That's the most important thing. Jim goes on to say, I thought public college was free in New York. That's what I was told. That's what I was told. But I got a feeling somebody was lying to me. I can't believe somebody was lying to me. Is that a thing? I don't think so. Can't be lying to me. No way. No way. Let's clap. We're all getting checks. You're all getting checks.
Let's get it done.
Get them checks paid, baby.
Meantime, we're going to dedicate $110 million to build new child care centers.
Now, we just said $110 million to build child care centers. Why is the government building child care centers? Because the government runs all our child care. Yes. So if there was bad child care, whose fault was that? Oh, wait, hers. Yes, this is a self-report.
Renovate existing ones and expand options for families and communities all over New York.
Look at that.
And we'll establish a core of substitute childcare professionals.
Oh.
So someone's always on call.
See that? Because business doesn't know how to do that at all. Business has no idea how to react to the market. Zero. No idea. Government does. Government's way more effective. And what they're going to do is they're going to get these people to just, I don't know, be available for whatever. I guess you'll pay them, I guess, whatever. And then so someone will be available. They'll just have substitute random people around that I'm sure you will trust completely. And that will work because what could go wrong? Search and Destroy says, monopoly breeds corruption. Not this time. See? Not this time. Because she's talks to God, as she told us back during the lockdown days. She talks to God. I'm not joking. For those who don't know, she actually said she talks to God. So she talks to God. So God probably told her this time, Search and Destroy. You talk to God? No, she does. Talking like you know something. She talks to God. You don't. God told her. But you act like you know something. Search and Destroy. She talks to God. She said so. She wants us to be her apostles, her words. Everything I'm saying, you can just look up. You can put Kathy Hochul, apostles, and you will see she literally said that. So she talks to God. You don't. So she knows. You wish somebody, you're just jealous, search and destroy, because you don't do to God like she does. You're just jealous. That's your problem. Don't be jelly. You don't look good being jelly.
Think about that. Now, here's the thing. When the little ones become older,
yeah, what happens
you
then?
also have to support them in school in countless ways.
Oh, I thought once they become older, they just went away. Huh. Captain Obvious. Well, so see, you guys didn't know that. You guys were talking trash, but you didn't know that once the kids get older, you still got to support them. That's the issue. Andrea says, make childcare private again. That'd be nice. Sal says, does her universal childcare come with free brown shirts and armbands? Also, Sal, you get armbands and brown shirts, both. You can't have one without the other. So let's complete the fit, or let's not bother, right? Got to keep the ensemble, right? Probably get some cool boots with it too, I would assume.
This starts with the most important meal of the day.
Okay.
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
And goes on to lunch.
That's the issue. That starts with breakfast and lunch.
The research. Okay. The research is crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
The children who grew up hungry.
Yeah.
Score lower on tests.
That's
and
the
underperform.
Issue. Yep. It is not our school system. And are you saying to yourself, Larry, wait, it's got to be school? No, it's not. Okay, it's not. But Larry, it has to. No. I know you said, but wait a minute, Larry. We spend the most in this. We spend over $30,000 per kid, per student in New York State. The most, period, than every other state. The most. So that must be failing. No, it's because we don't have lunch and breakfast for the kids. If we had that, it would be number one. I just wish he had learned that 30 years ago.
Think about it as adults, when you're hungry, your stomach's growling, you're not performing your best even at work.
Yeah.
It pains me to think.
Yeah.
As a mom, it pains me to think.
Tell me.
That little kids' stomachs are growling when they're sitting in school and they're supposed to be learning. See that?
Because before last year, this wasn't happening. No kids were hungry before, so she didn't care. But now someone told her. Someone came in and said, hey, Your Majesty, did you know there's some kids, their stomachs are growling? So, oh, I'm pained. Let's give them food. And they went, okay, great. Let's give them some food for free. And then someone said, okay, I don't mind them giving food for free, but didn't you just say you're giving everybody stimmy checks? Didn't you just say you're reducing taxes? Yes. Okay. You know we have a deficit. Yes. You know the state has over $500 billion in debt. Yes. You know we lose $20 billion every single year due to migration, people leaving the state. Yes. You know we haven't made a budget, actually, that, you know we're dropping 20% of our budget now because we can't make enough money, is going to pensions. And half of those aren't even in New York State. You know that, right? Yes. What are we going to do? Give them food. Okay, that doesn't really answer any question. Give them food. But the stomach thing bothers me. Food. Okay. Okay. I guess we're going to give them food, but we don't have any money. Food. Okay. And you get a check and you get food. Okay.
In the wealthiest nation in the world.
Yeah.
This can no longer be tolerated. Not in America, and definitely not in the great state of New York.
Okay. I like that. Now, let's stop this rumbling stomach thing. I'm with you. Let's do it.
Okay. Under my proposal, every child will get free breakfast and free lunch at school.
Damn, all of them.
So children who are in need are spared the embarrassment and stigma of standing out among their peers. That is now over.
The thing we have to worry about when it comes to kids is standing out because of stigma. Because they don't have enough, they want to get free food. Now, I grew up in the Bronx. I'm not making that up. You guys know that if you watch me. I grew up in the Bronx. And I remember when I went to school in the Bronx in the 70s, that's how old I am. I went to school in the Bronx in the 70s. And guess what meals I get for free in the 70s in the Bronx? Free breakfast, free lunch. I could just go and have breakfast at school. I could go early and have breakfast. It was there. Everyone got it. You just walked in, you got it. Lunch, free. Everyone's got it. It was free breakfast, free lunch. Okay, that sounds amazing. Okay, so that means clearly if we're getting free lunch and free breakfast, the kids are amazing and everybody's rich now. No, that's the Bronx. By the way, 70s. There's been free lunch and free breakfast in the Bronx for 50 years, at least, maybe before, but I am 100% sure for 50 years. Do you know what the poorest county in New York State is? The Bronx. I'm not joking. It's the poorest county in New York State. Not even upstate. You might think, oh, West New York is poor or, whatever. North Country is poor. Bronx, the poorest county in the entire state. And they've had free breakfast and free lunch for at least 50 years. I know. I ate the free breakfast and I ate the free lunch. So I know that's true. That's how that works. That's weird. When I was on Long Island, as an older kid, some had free lunch, some didn't. There was no stigma. It didn't matter at all. That's it. Yes. So we're going to give free food while we're giving stimmy checks to everybody. How are you going to pay for that? Where's the new job program?
And I'm proud to say there's actually some
proud.
people in this room who help us make this dream a reality.
Aw.
People that are often overlooked and taken for granted. They never should be. I'm talking about the school lunch staff at Albany School District.
They
work
that.
so hard. Please
let's
give them a round of applause. Thanks for feeding our kids. Thank you. Thanks for feeding our kids.
Okay, I'm not mad at them, but it's just a job. I get it. They're not like saving lives or something. It's a nice job. Good. I'm glad they're feeding kids.
And parents.
Yes, it's nice.
If you've ever had to get kids ready for school in the morning.
Yeah.
Can you imagine not having to worry about breakfast or lunch? That's a gift of time, the most precious commodity for Harry.
Okay. This goes back to the part I was talking about. She is proudly saying, you don't get to eat with your kids at all. You don't get to eat with them in breakfast together. You can't eat with them there. You can't eat with them during the day either. You might get to eat with your kids at night. That's it. Why? Get out and go to work. Get out and go to work. I don't want you staying at home with your kids. I don't want you having a family. I am Her Majesty Queen Kathy Hochul. I'm your new mother. I am your mother. That's who she is. She has openly said that. She's removing the family and putting that in. Yes. And Ryan says, thank you. Government fights hunger. Yes, it does. Government fights hunger. See that? But here's the problem. The government has been fighting hunger in New York State that I know of personally for 50 years. Let me say it again. The government has been fighting hunger for 50 years. You've been getting your ass kicked 50 years and you still haven't figured it out? It's because you don't want to. It's because, Mike said it right, dependence. You're not fixing a damn thing. You don't even want to. You are ensuring we are more and more dependent. That's what's happening again and again and again. So, yes, absolutely. Jim says, mother of dragons, 100%. Yes. Shelley says, Albany school districts are in terrible shape and have been. Yes, they're terrible. Rochester, terrible. New York City, terrible. If you're wealthy in New York City, you send your kid to a private school and they do pretty well. There's private schools that do pretty well. There are schools in New York City that are amazing and you'll pay 5 figures a year to get into those schools or you're not getting into those schools. So if you're wealthy, you're good. You're not wealthy? Last thing you worry about is whether you eat breakfast or not. That's not your issue. Your issue is, can you read? And again, I'm going to be clear. Last year, or 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Okay, I did a show, I think it's 2 years ago. No, I think it was last year, where Eric Adams literally said, again, these are things they said. I'm not making this up. They said, literally, we're going to start teaching the kids to read. I wish I was joking. I'm not. what the fuck you been doing for all these years and you haven't eaten to read? You worried about getting on breakfast? Literally, he said, this is Eric Adams, cared more about Meatless Monday. This is New York City. He put Meatless Monday. He cared more about Meatless Monday than he cared about teaching our kids to read. Again, I wish I was joking. I'm not. And she is like, we care about giving the kids breakfast, which is great. I'm not against giving kids breakfast. But how about teaching them to read? I would rather you do. Let the kids starve a little bit. Learn to read so they can get a job, so they can buy their own food and not starve. How about that? Make sure their parents can have good jobs so they can afford, I don't know, to give them breakfast in the morning. That'd be nice. I think that'd be amazing. We could do that. No, not that at all. So yes. Peace, thank you for $2. Does RFK approve of the quality of school foods? I think we know the answer is no on that one, big time, my friend. RFK Jr. is not happy with his food. The food, again, you know, by the way, all this new food, there are companies that provide the food to the schools. This is industrial food or institutional food. This is what RFK Jr. is against more than anything. This is some of the worst food ever. And I'm not making that up. Again, if you think I'm making things up, check out, do your homework. It's true. It's some of the worst food there is. Some of the worst. And she's like, we can give our kids more of that garbage. The worst possible. Oh, and you know, if there's anyone that she knows that has a company that does that, oh, right, her husband. I wish again I was kidding. I'm not. I am not. Yet again, that's true. It's almost like I'm making it up because it's so bad. But yeah, I'm not making it up. It is actually that bad. Yeah, it is.
Great parents, right?
Yeah. Don't spend time with your kids.
Let me mention something even better. The
Stupid
savings.
Parents. Oh, it's the savings.
As much as $1,600 each year back in your wallet.
Man.
Per child.
So I'm giving stimmy checks. I'm paying for your breakfast and lunch, your kids. Damn. Everybody getting something. We're getting billions, she said.
Not having to spend the money.
Don't got to spend it. Don't spend no time with your kids either.
My friends, what I'm talking about overall.
Yeah, is what?
It adds up to nearly $5,000. $5,000.
That's just, oh my God. Government's giving us $5,000.
Now, if there's cynics among you, you don't believe me, pull out your own cell phone.
Okay.
Get out the calculator and you can check it. Okay.
I could.
Let's see what this means for a family. Okay. Let's say 2 little ones. 1,000.
All right. Get out my phone, get my calculator, and see how much does New York State owe? Oh, $400 billion in debt. Huh. Okay. How much does New York State lose every single year to immigrate? Oh, $20 billion. Huh. Let's see. How much is New York State's budget compared to Florida, even though Florida has more people? Oh, double. Huh. That's what my phone says. My phone says, you're full of shit. That's what my phone says. You really want me to check my phone? You probably don't want me to do that because I look at all the things you've done wrong. I also went to Wikipedia just now and found out you've been in government for 31 years. You've been governor for 4. Every bad thing you said, you're responsible for. And how much, hold on, check also what my phone says on how much responsibility you've taken for it. Oh, wait, none. Not one bit. Have you said you're sorry ever? No. My phone doesn't like you at all. That's weird. I probably should pick it up.
$1,000 each, child tax credit. One school age, another $500.
Okay.
Meal savings, $1,600 for that child.
More money at us. You get more money.
While you're at it, throw in the $500 for your family rebate. Plus your tax cut savings.
Damn.
Now we're approaching $5,000 in real money back in your pockets.
Done.
That's how we make New York more affordable.
All that money we've been stealing from you, all that money we've been stealing from you, we're going to give some of it back. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to keep robbing you, but just not as much. So yeah, way better. Wow. Thanks. I love that. I love that. It's amazing.
And we will never
Never.
Stop finding ways to put money back in your pockets.
See that?
This is something I've done every year as governor.
Yeah, if that were true, you've been governor 4 years, and I'm going to say this again, in case anyone's looking, you can check it yourself. New York State, the worst wealth equality in the entire country. You've been working on this for 4 years. You really suck. Like, you're really bad at what you do. You are really bad at what you're doing. Yeah.
But there's another fight that I'll continue to take on.
There's more you're doing.
Our state must be livable and safe.
Okay. So how many, livable and safe. I like that idea. So the safe, how many people get burned alive in the subways that equals safe? Is that 1 a year, 3 a year? How many people get pushed onto the subways? Is that like a 1 a month? Like, what's the safe? I got to understand what that means. Because right now I'm not feeling too safe. I live in New York City. I don't know. I'm going to go. I don't know. So, okay. As long as you can spend a little bit of time on this, let me know what's going on.
My fight for your family also means.
My fight to keep your family. My fight to take your family. And she's doing a good job so far. She's feeding my kids breakfast now. She's giving them all stimmy checks. Okay. She's making them safe. She's indoctrinating them in school. That in high school, they're concerned about things that make no sense whatsoever. That you're leaving high school and your concern is what she showed us. Number one, 3 top concerns, she says, you're leaving high school, is abortion rights in New York State. Not a thing. And we go further, right? And now climate change in New York State. Not even close to a priority. These are the things you're concerned about.
Workers feel secure on the streets, on our subways, in their communities.
Okay.
And we're going to do this with common sense measures.
Common sense, you fools. If you just had some common sense, you would know that. Common sense. God,
everyone can get behind.
Everyone get behind these things. Tell me what you're going to do.
Because people should be able to get to work in the morning.
Yeah, agreed.
Tend to play, enjoy restaurants.
Yes.
Without the fear of random violence.
Captain Obvious. Okay, it's true. I would agree with all those things. We should, agreed.
Or dodging someone in the midst of a mental health crisis.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot allow our subway to be a rolling homeless shelter.
You just figured that out now. You made that happen. You did. You made that happen during the lockdowns. You literally made that happen during the lockdowns. Yes, absolutely. Search and Destroy says, in New York, 76% of adults on public assistance are illiterate or unable to read more than simple text. Yes, this is my point. You could just stop with the, I'm giving you checks, I'm giving you food. You could just teach them to read. That's what I'm asking for. I don't need secondary child care. Teach them to read. Just do that. I know I'm asking a lot. I know I'm asking a lot. But that's what I'm asking for. Now, at least Eric Adams said finally, his words, we're finally going to teach the kids to read. It took you a long time, but you got there. It's fine. It's fine. Let's do that. I'm with you.
We've invested $1 billion already into reforming our mental health system.
So you already put $1 billion in it. The largest healthcare facility in New York City is, drum roll, Rikers Island Jail. Yes, that is the largest mental health facility in New York State. Rikers Island Jail. So your $1 billion? Do much. No, not much at all. And I think you actually started giving the $1 billion away before the woman was set on fire. So also not working.
Working with the legislature. They know how important this is.
Okay.
I want to thank them for partnering with me on that.
Okay. Why are you thanking a full supermajority Democratic legislature for working with a Democratic governor? I'm sorry, Democratic/Republican governor. Yes. But why is this? I got to thank them. They're so important. She spends so much time acting like they're so valuable and important. The stuff they're doing is only harming. They're just, Things would be better if they just did nothing. Just do nothing would be better. Just start rolling back stuff. It would be better. That would be even better. I'm not even joking. Garrett, thank you for gifting the Sharpe Way membership. I appreciate that, guys. Please grab the membership if you would. Thank you, Garrett. I appreciate it, brother. You're always on time. I appreciate that.
As part of this investment, we've dedicated teams working day and night, working with the city to help get severely ill and homeless off our subways into supportive housing.
Okay.
But we know it's not enough.
It's not.
Our laws must be stronger.
Okay. Stronger laws. That's the problem.
And that's why.
Okay. I got it now. Laws must be stronger. This is going to make Mike Voss, you're going to love it hearing this one. Clearly, this is going to mean we're going to fix bail reform, right? Again, before, I like the idea of bail reform. I do. Our bail reform is a damn joke and works horribly and ensures you get to be arrested, and you know I'm not joking, 87 times. And you still go out and stab people. Yes, that's a thing in New York City. You get arrested 87 times and you go out and you stab people. That's what you do. Yes. So she's going to say, we're going to fix bail reform laws so that bad people who do bad things, when they go in jail, they stay in jail. That's what she's going to say.
I'm willing to stand up and say,
yes, say it.
We need to expand involuntary commitment into a hospital to include someone who does not have the mental capacity to.
So the answer is kidnap people off the street who haven't done anything wrong. That is the answer. That's the answer. She did not say we're going to fix bail reform for people who are doing things that are wrong. She instead says we're going to do it involuntary. So we're going to kidnap people off the streets that we're mad at. I wish I was making this up. You could just fix bail. Remember, there's only about, this is something that our mayor, Eric Adams, has said. There's only about 300 people who are committing the vast majority of crimes in our subway system. 300. And we know who they are. Why? Their average arrest is 15 times. Again, Eric Adams has said this publicly. Curtis Sliwa, who's running for mayor now, he literally said, we knew the guy who stabbed the people because we arrested him 87 times and we knew what trains he lives on. He said that in an interview. I'm not making any of this up. You can Google it if you care. And her answer isn't arrest the guy who stabs people and then put him in jail so he'll stay there in jail, and that will get rid of 300 people who have been arrested one more time, an average of 15 times. If you want to, look, in my view, bail reform is not a bad concept. It isn't. If you want to give people a second chance when they got arrested once, maybe even twice, maybe even after, not even before they're convicted, something. All of these people have been convicted at least once. Some of them 6, 7, 8 times. They've been arrested multiple times, average 15. Just keep them in jail. If there's somebody who's having an episode who's not harming anyone, why would you involuntarily put them away? Right? Now what you've just said is you are authorizing people, the government, to arrest people that they say are bad against their will and put them away. This is horrible idea. Or if you do, it's fix bail reform. But she won't do that. Why? Because our terrible judges have failed us. They should have fixed it a long time ago, and they won't. Here's the worst part. Our terrible judges will not fix bail reform because our brain-dead chimps in our assembly made that terrible law. Now she'll get them to pass this terrible law, and our brain-dead chimps will pass it. And then what will happen? The judge will go, okay. Terrible.
Care for themselves, such as refusing help for the basics, clothing, food, shelter, medical care.
Put them in handcuffs and clothe them. That'll fix it. Put them in handcuffs and close them. Put them in handcuffs and inject them with stuff. What could go wrong? What could go wrong with involuntarily grabbing people, putting them into a facility and giving them drugs against their will? What could go wrong? Nothing. Phil says, I'm always somewhat suspicious of intolerant command. I'm totally suspicious of it. In the late 1960s, it was weaponized against political enemies. Yes. They're more likely to commit Larry than a violent criminal. Yes. All you have to do is fix bail reform. Then this it's not required. Because remember, about 300 people are doing the vast majority of crimes. They get arrested an average of 15 times. If you just don't let them out of jail, again, arrested 15 times, problem solved. Not required. This is not required.
Now, critics will say this criminalizes poverty.
Yes.
Or homelessness.
Yes.
I say that is flat out wrong.
But you're
this
still
is
wrong.
About having the humanity.
The humanity
and the
to arrest
compassion
people. To arrest people.
To help people incapable of helping themselves.
To arrest
fellow
them.
Human beings.
And just
fellow human beings who are suffering.
And lock them up. That's what it's about.
From mental illness.
Just lock them up because
putting
you
their
love them.
lives and possibly the lives of others in danger.
Yep.
Julie LeClaire-Netjes is a tireless advocate who knows the importance of compassionate care.
She knows compassion. Okay, I like that.
She lost her daughter, Alex, after a long battle with mental illness.
Okay.
Alex was a bright woman, attended Dartmouth and NYU.
Okay.
She dreamt of being a writer.
Okay.
Julie believes that her daughter would still be with us today.
Yeah.
If there had been stronger laws around involuntary commitment.
See, if they just would have locked my daughter up and forced her to take drugs without her consent, then that would have worked. She'd be alive now.
And that if her daughter had not been released from the hospital prematurely. Please stand, Julie, and we thank you for using your voice through all your pain. Julie, thank you.
Thank you for making us all suffer. Thank you so much. Because you had a loss, which I am sorry for your loss, you have now forced all of us to worry about involuntarily being arrested and given drugs that we don't want and don't need. Well done. I think thank you for that, I guess, maybe. I'm not sure. Where's your growth plan?
We also need to strengthen Kendra's law.
Oh.
So those with serious mental health challenges can get into long-term treatment instead of cycling in and out of the system or living on the streets.
Oh, okay.
I know the phrase involuntary commitment reminds people of the prison-like institutions of the past.
Yes, it does. Yes.
That's not the objective of these proposals. We're in a different time now.
Different time.
As a result of our policies over the last 3 years, we've reshaped our mental health system with more doctors and more beds.
See, we've got more doctors and beds because you know what else? New York State controls the entire healthcare system. Yes, New York State decides how many hospitals, how many doctors, how many beds. New York State decides that. It controls everything. So if it sucked and it's bad, whose fault would that be? Oh, wait, that would be your fault also. Yes.
More effective treatment options.
Okay.
And a more compassionate attitude toward care.
We got more compassion is why it's going to work this time.
Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Let's be honest.
There's nothing compassionate about letting people suffer without treatment on the streets.
I'm saying it's way better to just involuntarily grab them, gag them, handcuff them, put them into a padded cell, and give them injected with drugs without their consent. It's compassion. This is what it's about. It's good for them. She's their mom anyway. She's your mom. She's already said she's gonna take care of your kids. The child care, she got that covered. She's giving you kids. She's feeding your kids now. You don't have to do that either. And she's putting your kids away and getting drugs. She got you covered. All you got to do is have babies. She will take care of all the rest. All good. Shelley says, it reminds me of almost any communist country. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Phil, she says, Jill says, next thing she'll bring back electroshock therapy. Yeah. That's already there. That's already there. You know that's true. She would love that. Yes. It's so good. So Destroy says, God told us stuff, so can we really argue? Not really, says Destroy. True. Not really. Not really. Yes. Not really.
And there's nothing compassionate about letting people put themselves or others at risk. Nothing. Nothing compassionate about that.
Lock them all up. I'm compassionate. You know what? I'm telling you what I'm going to do. The problem, we're going to make some camps, right? Because we have compassion. People who have problems like that, they have problems concentrating because their brains go all over the place. So we're going to make camps for them, and we're going to call them concentration camps. Right? So they can concentrate better. What could go wrong? We'll make these camps. We'll put them in there. Right? And because we care about them, we'll put them in there. and they'll learn how to work. And if they work well, after they're done working, they'll be free, right? Because they'll work to learn and then they'll be free. So we'll put on top of the gates going in, work will make you free. We'll do that. We'll do that. And if you remember, when it came to sociology and psychology, guys like Freud and Jung, these were all Germans. So why don't we put that over the camp in German? We'll put work will set you free over the concentration camp in German. What could go wrong, right? What could go wrong? I think that's her idea. Oh, wait. And you asked earlier about the brown shirts and about the armbands. Well, those come. We are good to go. What could go wrong? Nothing at all. That's good. Joel says these aren't showers. Yes. Oh, I didn't want to go there, but Joel went there. Okay.
Good.
Jim says compassion camps. Yeah,
now let's
that's
turn
better.
to subway safety.
Oh,
to reduce crime.
Okay.
And the fear of crime.
See, that's your problem. It's not the crime. It's the fear of the crime. You poors don't get it, and you stupid, and you don't know that mom is here to protect us, and it's your fear of crime, not real crime. I know you thought you saw that woman set on fire. This is a fear. And that cop walking by not caring. I know you thought you saw that, and that guy got pushed over, and that guy who stabbed 2 people and got arrested 87 times. But that's that's just your fear. It's not real. It's not real.
We've deployed over 1,250 state personnel, including the state police and the National Guard.
It's amazing.
To support the city and NYPD's efforts on the subway.
Okay. Well, then it's all solved.
And I insisted that every single subway car have cameras being used now to solve crimes. It's working.
See that? It's working. We solved the crime. The guy who set that woman on fire, we caught her. And it had nothing to do with a camera because the cops just watched her burn. But it's fine. We got more cameras. So when they set you on fire, everybody can watch. There we go. Everybody can watch. Done deal. Everybody can watch. There we go. Absolutely. 100%. I love that. Yes. Andrea says, oh, we give them experimental drugs to concentrate. What could go wrong? Agreed. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And Jim says, and still you can burn a subway. Correct. But there'll be cameras, Jim. There'll be cameras. And if there's cameras, people can watch you burn. And we'll solve the problem. So once you burn to death, they'll capture the guy who got you. And if it's his 88th arrest, he'll go to jail. If it's 85th, you might not. But if it's 88th arrest, that guy's going to jail for at least like 2 weeks, maybe 3.
We've also strengthened the laws against assaulting commuters and MTA workers.
Okay, I thought that if you assaulted somebody, that was already a law. Oh, she's making illegal things illegaler again. This is her skill set, guys. See that? She makes illegal things illegaler, and then we're good. Okay, that'll work. Because you know what the guy who sets you on fire is worried about? Whether he goes to jail for 5 years or 10. He's concerned. The guy who pushes you, literally, the guy who stabs people over the course of a weekend, that guy, what he's worried about is, man, it's just going to be 5 years or 10. So you strengthen those laws because that'll stop them.
And we streamline the coordination between our DAs and law enforcement.
Okay.
To ensure that when crimes are committed, they're swiftly punished.
So how does that stop the crime?
We've put barriers on some stations to prevent people from being pushed on the tracks. But we need to accelerate these efforts.
Okay. More police stations.
First, working with Mayor Adams.
Okay.
We'll surge more law enforcement once again and put even more there.
Let's
I want
put
to see
more cops.
Uniformed police officers, not just on the platforms, but more importantly, on every single train overnight, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. for the next 6 months.
See that? Going to put cops there. We're going to make a total police state.
And
or I'm going to give it, or you could just let people defend themselves. Respect the Second Amendment. And then when some guy tries to do something, he gets a long-range hole puncher, and he gets a hole punched in him from a long distance. That happens to him. And when that happens, people go, oh, this is not good because I might get deleted by somebody here. You could do that, or you could make a police state. So she's going to go with police state. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
The state will support these efforts financially because we have to stop the chaos.
Damn, you get a check too. New York City gets a check.
Physical infrastructure must be made safer as well. In my direction, the MTA will be installing even more barriers in 100 additional stations.
Let's make it so hard for you to do anything in the MTA at all. Let's make it so hard. Let's make it so inconvenient for you to use the MTA. And while we're doing that, let's add congestion pricing so that now you can't afford to not use the subway, and the subway is now harder and worse. Yes, there we go. I love that's going to work now. There we go.
So
well done.
Bright LED lighting in every station by the end of the year.
You're going to have bright LED lighting. So now when you have the camera, you can see the person burn in HD. That's great. Shelley says 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. while the crime's happening in broad daylight. Yes, these crimes will happen during the day. So the cops will be taking naps overnight in the trains when nothing's happening. And then they'll go home, and then there'll be bright lights so that when they set you on fire, everybody can see you clearly, see your face. Is that a win? I think that's a win. I'm not sure, but I guess God told us, so it's fine. Whatever, I guess.
And the shameless toll evaders, ferry evaders,
oh yes,
will finally be stopped with modernized gates.
I talked about modernized gates 6 years ago. You could have just done that. You can do the modernized gates and forget about the barriers and forget about the lights and the cops. Just do that. You'll be fine.
This will make the subway less chaotic.
Okay.
But also help strengthen the financial footing of the MTA.
Oh, it's going to have the financial
footing. And will establish triage centers at the end of all the major routes.
Okay. Triage centers at the end of all major routes. This one is kind of this is a worse way of doing the carrying caboose plan that I had. My carrying caboose plan was the back of the train would be a carrying caboose. Hers is we'll do a government funded thing at the end of every line, which is, I guess it's just going to make shit worse, but it's fine. It's something, I guess.
Where people can get off, get assistance 24/7.
You could just put Wi-Fi in the subway system, and then you don't need this, but okay.
So to recap, this is the game plan. More police where they're needed.
More cops.
Safety infrastructure.
More police.
Critical interventions to help the homeless and mentally ill get the help
and arrest
they need
people
instead of languishing on trains and frightening fellow commuters.
Total police state.
I say this because enough is enough. The chaos must end now.
We say no more. I'm with you. Let's do this.
I also say, in continuing my fight for the safety of your family,
taking over my family,
I'm also cracking down on domestic violence.
Domestic violence, big deal.
Especially when it occurs in homes with children.
She's been pushing domestic violence. For those who don't know, when it comes to domestic violence, worst states to best states, right? The best state would be 50. Number 50 will be the one with the least amount of domestic violence, right? Where do you think New York is on that one? It is one of the things that we're actually good at. We're 49th. Only North Dakota has less domestic violence than us per capita. Only North Dakota. Every other state has worse than we do. Oklahoma, really bad. You live in Oklahoma, watch out. You're getting your ass beat. That's bad in Oklahoma. But if you're not in Oklahoma, if you're in New York, you're pretty much good. Only North Dakota has less per capita domestic violence than New York State. We're good. This is one of her solving a problem doesn't exist. Don't get me wrong. There's domestic violence. But that's your priority? That's your state of the state. When we rank 49th in that. Not a thing in New York State. Not a thing in New York State. That's like teaching the black kids to swim. That was the other thing. And then teaching the black kids about computers. That thing. That's not a thing in New York. It's not a thing. Or worried about abortion rights in New York. She's not running for federal office. If you're concerned about a federal office, I can understand caring about domestic violence. Domestic violence is still a thing across the country. So are other issues. Abortion rights are a thing across the country. In New York State, they're not things. It's not a thing.
My mom was a champion for survivors of domestic violence. Her own home life was tough when she was young.
Okay.
And before she died, we worked side by side to create a safe haven for women and children who'd been abused. I saw in those children's eyes as we brought them into the shelter, there was no love. They'd not been raised with love.
Okay.
That's something they would carry with them the rest of their lives.
So how does that have anything to do with domestic violence in this case?
All
You
those
gonna give
kids
them love?
deserve better. My mom would be so proud of the work we're doing today. So proud. We're also working closely with law enforcement to apprehend and prosecute the rapists and to keep guns out of the hands of abusers.
Whoa.
And when it comes to repeat
so so this was just to take guns away. Got it. Now I get it. Okay. Yes. Now I got it. Okay. So this isn't the real thing. This is, she's saying this as a way to make even more gun laws. Because you know what New York doesn't have enough of? Gun laws. Don't have enough. We have made illegal guns illegaler at least 6 times already. At least 6, if not more. I'm making, it's probably more like 10. That's what
offenders.
it's about. Okay, it's about guns. At least it makes sense now.
I want them off the streets.
There we go.
And I want judges statewide to use all the powers in our recent bail law changes to stop the rinse and repeat cycle of offenders being released over and over without consequences, only to commit more crimes again.
You could just change the law. You could just attack the judges.
And I'll fight to finally close those loopholes that were created in our discovery laws that delayed trials and lead to cases being thrown out on minor technicalities.
Yeah, we don't want these things thrown on minor technicalities like rights and the Bill of Rights like that. No, technicalities are good, right? Bail reform is bad. If you've been arrested 15 times, they're going to get you on something because you did something wrong because you've also been convicted. I don't mean to be mean. Is there a chance that a guy who's been arrested 15 times and convicted twice didn't do the thing? Yes, there is a chance, but it is so ungodly slim. Is there a chance that the cops screwed up and shouldn't arrest somebody? Yes, it's a higher chance of that. So keep the technicalities, but put the people who've been arrested 15 times in jail. How about that? I like that. Peace, thank you for $2. You can't eat words, Larry. I'm hungry. Words is 0 calorie. Well, go eat, brother. You got to do what you got to do. I get you. You got to do what you got to do. 100%.
Agreed. Protecting your children online is another way.
Oh.
I'll continue our fight for your family.
She's going to take your family. You got a chance.
Earlier, New York was the very first state in the nation.
Uh-oh. We lost? What'd she do? What happened? We lost something. Oh, there was a problem here. Okay, keep going.
The Unplug and Play initiative.
Oh,
we'll
right.
We'll build new playgrounds. We'll create hundreds of new opportunities.
They're going to make sure that you do not parent your child at all. You are not parenting your child. Okay, so stop it. Have kids and then give them to her. She will then tell them when they're going to go online, when they're going to eat, what they're going to eat, what childcare person they have, who takes care of them. All you got to do is have the kid and give it to her.
For kids to join music and drama clubs. Join youth volunteer organizations, sports teams.
Wasn't that what like families and parents used to do? I guess no more.
These activities are transformative.
That's what is transformative.
Just ask Brian Hernandez Lopez, who's with us here today.
Oh, another guy she brought out. Okay,
Brian
that's her other son.
Wandered into the Ring of Hope Boxing Club in Schenectady at the age of 13.
Okay.
He told the coaches at the time, I just need some way to defend myself.
That's it.
And he fell in love, not just a sport, but how it made him feel strong and hopeful, confident he could take on anything inside the ring and out.
I like that.
Today, Brian's finishing his associate's degree as a high school student.
Look at him go.
Coaching younger kids at the club. Oh, his future's so much brighter. That's the power of these programs. Brian, please stand up.
It's because of the program. We should all just have programs. We don't need parents. Programs. That's what we need. No more parents, less parents, more programs. That should be her sign. That's her thing. Less parents, more programs.
I've spoken thus far about affordability and our public safety agenda.
Okay, public safety.
Now let's turn to something that I also just believe is common sense.
Common sense, you people.
A stable home is the foundation of a stable life.
Huh. Captain Obvious again. A stable home is the foundation of a stable life. Okay.
But for far too many New Yorkers, it's a dream that feels impossibly out of reach.
It's true. And who has been in charge for 4 years? You.
And I'm not the first one to say this, but the rent is too damn high.
Just figured it out now. Okay. Glad she found out, though.
And that goes for people's mortgages as well. Housing is the number one driver of our affordability crisis.
She's not wrong.
And the only way to decrease housing costs is to increase supply.
That's it.
We need to build and build and build some more.
I agree. So you're gonna, okay. So what that means is you're gonna build some more. What that means is she is now going to reduce so many of the damn regulations, stop with all the stupid issues with the environment when it comes to building. There's too many of them. Actually get people to stop building things. She's going to do that. That's what she do. What New York State did. New York City did. New York City actually did one thing good. De Blasio did something good. I hate De Blasio. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. One thing he did was good, which he said in New York City, if you're trying to build something, and if the Department of Buildings can't give you a no within 45 days, it's a yes. That's a good thing. I'm going to give him that. That's a good thing, right? The assumption is if I can't give you a reason why not to build it, you can build it. That's actually a good thing. So I'm going to give de Blasio credit where credit's due. He did one thing of his 8 disgusting, terrible years in New York State. He did do one thing that was good. That was the one thing. So even the broken clock is right twice a day. I will give him that one. He did that. So you're going to do that then across the state then. You can do that across the state. That makes sense. Let's do that.
In my first State of the State address, I unveiled an ambitious plan to build or preserve over 100,000 units in 5 years.
That's right.
I'm proud that we're more than halfway to our goal and ahead of schedule.
Yes, more than halfway to our goal and ahead of schedule. And that has changed New York's ranking in housing. Not at all. Not at all. Her plan was garbage. It did nothing. And the worst part is people are leaving our state. So more people are leaving our state and her plan did nothing. We are still like the 4th highest out of 50 states of all the states. Still. Yes.
More needs to be done.
Yeah, because your plan sucked.
Let's invest an additional $100 million.
Oh, let's put it up. Let's put more money in. Let's throw more money at it. Let's not change the regulations. Let's not even follow what terrible de Blasio did. Let's just throw more money at it. Okay.
On top of the $650 million we invested for pro-housing communities.
Yeah.
This will target communities. A home ownership strategy that includes $100 million to build starter homes and provided down payment assistance for first-time home buyers.
You get a check. You get a check. We giving more checks out.
And I'm proposing a housing development ombudsman or woman.
Had the virtue signal. Of course, had a virtue signal. But no, she's going to make a Department of Home Build whatever. She's going to add a new job. Part of $100 million is going to be part of this new ombudsman's office.
To streamline approvals and get.
Streamline approvals. What makes approvals go faster? More bureaucracy. Every time. That's what works. You know what? I got to streamline some approvals. What should you do? How about we add a level of bureaucracy? Oh, that works. What could go wrong? We'll just add that.
Get the shovels in the ground sooner.
Get those damn shovels in by adding more bureaucracy. That'll work.
And we also have to take a hard stance against the private equity firms that have strangled some of the housing markets across the country.
She's not wrong. I spoke about that as early as 2019. I spoke about that 6 years ago, how that was happening 6 years ago. She's right. That's true.
We've seen it.
Okay, we've seen it.
You know what happens?
Yes.
Young family finds the home they've been searching for.
Yep.
They're so excited. They scrape together every dollar they have.
Yes.
And then they lose out to an all-cash offer from a faceless, nameless corporation with no connection to the community.
None at all. You're right.
Corporate landlords co-opt our housing stock for short-term rentals as well. Or even worse, they just let them sit there vacant while the values soar, and we need every one of them.
Absolutely. And what you may not know, Ryan says, government spend New York into oblivion. Correct. Thank you for $2, my friend. Absolutely. Yes. But here's the part that you may not realize. They've stopped doing it. Their height was 2023. In 2023, about 40 some odd % of all new housing being bought was bought by private equity. That was their height, was 2023. You know what it was in 2024? 19. Cut more than half. Now, it'll be this year, they're projecting 8. Yeah, it's already doing this. Private equity is walking away from this, right? Private equity is walking away. That's why she's doing it now. She knew this 7 years ago, just like I did. I spoke about it 6 years ago. I've been talking about this. It's been a problem for years. Years. It's been a problem. It's still a problem, but private equity has stopped, because you might say, well, wait a minute, she's taking on bankers. No, she isn't. The 2 largest lobbyist groups in New York State, real estate, finance. That's both of them. She's going to attack both of them? No, she's not. That's her money. She's not attacking them. She does it now. Why? Because they're already walking away already. They're going to be down to about 9% this year from 44% in 2023. So they're already walking away. They're selling it off. There's going to be a housing crash. They all know it. That's why they're selling everything off. How do they know? They're private equity. Just like the insurance companies knew there was going to be a fire in California and pulled out. Yeah. Private equity is pulling out of real estate. Why? They know the crash is coming. That's the reason. They already know it's happening. It is on its way, and they know. And she's like, oh, great. We can do this now. There we go. Peace. Thank you for $10, my friend. Thank you for all you do, Larry. You are more expensive than my cable bill, but with it. Oh, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. At least I'm giving you good. I'm giving you good info. At least that's something. And I make you laugh here or there.
That's why New York will do something no other state has done before.
No other state will do it. What are we going to do?
And ban private equity companies from bidding on properties for the first 75 days.
Look at that. Gonna ban them. We're gonna ban them from owning. Oh, not owning. No, from bidding for 75 days. So what will that do? That means if a private equity company really wants it, they will simply go to the owner and go, hey, don't take anything for 75 days. Then we'll double it. That's what will actually happen. That's what will happen. So private equity doesn't really want these anymore. Anyway, right? You can see the data. If you think I'm making it up, check the data. You can just Google it. It's right there. They're down to 19%. They're projected to be down about 8-9% for this year. That's a projection, but we don't know yet. That's a projection. So if they want one of them, they'll just go to you, right? Peace wants to sell his house, and he's selling it in New York. He doesn't, but I don't know if you're in New York house. Today you have a New York house, Peace. You're going to sell your house, and I'm a private equity guy, and I go, hey, Peace, I'm going to buy your house. You go, I can't, man. The law, 75 days. Wait 76. What you're asking? I'm asking 500,000. I'll give you 750. Just wait 75 days. And he'll wait. And then I'll give him 750. That's what will happen. She's not banning them from owning. She's banning them from bidding. That's what they're doing. Banning from bidding, which is not a bad thing, but it's not the answer. And it's way too late anyway. It's too little too late. And they're like, yeah, you're a lefty now. You're basically a Marxist. That's what they're telling her. You're a Marxist now. Look, you're a lefty. You're a Marxist.
That's how we'll ensure that single and 2-family homes remain available for the families they were built for.
That's what'll happen.
And that's how we make home ownership possible for more New Yorkers.
That's how we do
it. If you're a renter,
not by building more.
We'll also ban the price-fixing software that inflates rents and costs tenants $3.5 billion a year.
We're going to ban software. Okay. You could just make more housing, which would by default lower the rent. You could just end rent control, which will by default lower the rents. Larry, how do you know that? It happened in Argentina. He did it. He ended rent control, and within 1 year, rents came down 40%. You could just do that. Jim goes, you could just do a property tax. These are all things you could do. But we're going to instead ban software, because banning software, what could go wrong? What could go wrong?
As we've seen with our past battles, we can't unleash the full potential of the housing market without a fight. Seems like that's the way it is.
Who are you fighting? You fight yourself.
Doesn't have to be, by the way, but that's what New Yorkers expect from us.
No, they don't.
I cannot and will not back down. We need to build more housing, full stop.
Yes.
And
Michael says, Hochul should wear a brown shirt with a red armband, white circle, and you know what? Along with them, tall black boots and visor hat. It would work. You're right. It would work. Absolutely. Yes. Phil says she's literally saying nothing to Asthma housing. Yes, Phil, that's my point. There's actually no plan here. There's actually no plan here. Where's the thing? Where's the actual housing? It didn't exist.
We're showing the same ambition in our investments in transportation because our job is to get you where you need to go on safe roads and safe bridges and buses and trains and subways. And wherever possible, put more time back in your day.
Oh, I like that.
Just last week, I rode Metro North.
So put
walked around and talked to all the commuters.
Okay.
They're really happy to see me, I'm sure.
Why not?
No, actually, they're very nice. I told them I want to upgrade the stations and reduce commute times between Manhattan and Poughkeepsie as much as 15 minutes each way. Now, if you add it up, that'll save commuters up to 130 hours a year. That benefits people like Helene Brown, who's with us here today with her nephew.
Okay.
She works at CUNY, commutes in every day from Yonkers.
What that means is she's just going to pay her people to make things look nicer. They do it here in New York City all the time. They make things look nicer. That's true. They make something look nicer. Meanwhile, the trains still don't work on time and you get set on fire still. Like that's still a thing.
And I also think about all those Long Island Railroad riders I met on Friday.
Okay.
Talk to them about our strategy, including them as well.
Okay.
We have a lot to do.
It's true.
I love to build. I love transportation.
But you shouldn't be building. Okay, you shouldn't be building. That's the problem.
We have a lot to do.
Cuomo said the same thing. Since
I've become governor, we've been building the great public works projects, some decades in the making, and creating tens of thousands of good-paying union jobs.
There we go.
Like the Gateway Tunnel under the Hudson, the largest funded infrastructure project in America today.
Yes, that's right. That will take at least 10 years to build, if not 20. And that will be tons of union jobs. That's what she wants, giving away the jobs. Don't forget that.
We'll also
giving away the jobs.
The 2nd Avenue subway into East Harlem, eliminating a transit desert.
That only took 15 years to build.
Better paying jobs.
That took 15 years to build. That's all.
And the Interborough Express to connect Brooklyn and Queens. We're making progress. Let's get it done.
That's been, I'm not joking, that has been under construction
severed by I-81
for 20 years.
Almost done. Almost getting there.
I-81's been in construction for 10.
Right here in Albany, the new Livingston Avenue Bridge. We're going to keep moving forward with this as well as an entire pack.
What that means, we're just going to keep throwing money at horrible things to make sure that I keep giving my people jobs so they keep voting for me.
To help build up the great city of Albany. This year, I'm backing an MTA capital plan.
Okay.
And we must end decades of failure to make the hard but necessary investments in this critical infrastructure.
You've been governor for 4 years.
The future of our transit system and the economic strength.
There is a $33 billion shortage. $33 billion shortage for the MTA. Where are you going to find that?
Strength of our state is jeopardized.
$33 billion.
And we can't talk about the future.
Okay.
Without talking about education. It is the great equalizer.
It's the great equalizer.
Opportunity for all.
Let's clap on that one. Great equalizer. Okay. But you haven't taught the kids to read.
College degree while he worked at the steel plant, lifted my family out of their circumstances and opened the doors to better paying jobs.
Okay. Where the jobs
coming from? And working with our legislature, again, I thank you. For the last 2 years, we've more than doubled tuition assistance at SUNY and CUNY.
The last 2 years. Now, 6 years ago, Cuomo told me it was free. The last 2 years, they've doubled more assistance for SUNY and CUNY. Yet still more and more people leave this state every single year. They're not getting jobs here. It doesn't matter how educated you are. There's no jobs here.
But now, we're going even bolder.
Oh, we're going bolder.
We're going to make community college completely free for students aged 25 to 55. Completely free.
25 to 55 free. You get a college education. You get a college education.
Transportation.
You get a college education. Everybody gets it. Transportation free, books free. Everybody get a free education. Damn. Where's he getting this money from?
This will be for those who entered the high demand fields like advanced manufacturing and healthcare and education. We have so many vacancies.
No, we don't. Only in healthcare because you control healthcare. But in manufacturing, we don't have these vacancies. No, we don't. No, we don't. People are leaving left and right. That's not how that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Jim goes on and say, I thought it was free already. I know. I was told that years ago it was free. Somehow it's not. Yeah. Ryan goes, oh boy, free community college. We ever heard this before? Yes. Yes. And then Joel says 16 and 24 will pay for the 25 to 55. Correct. Because 16 and 24, they get the cash from the federal government. And then get paid for the 25 to 55. Yes, it's free. Everything is free. We all get free stuff. What could go wrong? Where's the new jobs? I would like the new job plan.
Think about this.
I am, and I'm crying.
You want to change jobs. Not sure what to do. You can go back to community college on us.
Because that's the issue, right? When I'm changing my job, first thing I think of is, I need a new job. I think I'm going to go to community college on the government. That's what will happen. That's the answer. Nobody thinks that. There's nobody thinks to themselves, man, I hate my job. If only it was free community college. Literally nobody thinks that. And literally no employer goes, you know what you need? Some dude who went to community college for free when he was 50. I need that dude. Got to have him. Why don't I have more people who were 50 who just got out of community college? God, I need that. That's what I need. Said no employer ever. This is just shit she made up.
Because we know you're going to keep contributing to the great and mighty strength of our state.
No, you're going to leave our state. You're watching them go. She's making this up. She's making this up. Sheridan says over on Rumble, better paying government jobs, more government parenting, more cameras with better lighting for selling videos. Sounds like a plan. Not a good one. You just wrapped up her entire State of the Union. Perfect. Better paying government jobs, more government parenting, more cameras with better lighting for when you're set on fire. Perfect. I just absolutely love it. That's amazing.
These are real savings for New Yorkers pursuing careers and puts money back in their pockets while helping us fill these critical jobs in these essential industries.
Essential.
And we will never forget that New York small businesses are the cornerstone of small communities and
if they're so important, why were they last on your list?
Large communities alike. I know this from having helped my mother and sister start their own small businesses.
You were poor, you had business.
I understand the challenges they face.
You understand everything. Okay.
And we must create an environment where small businesses feel that the government is not on their backs, but on their sides.
Whoa, I like that idea.
And grow. Now, the Industrial Revolution galvanized cities all over the state. I spoke of that. But that economic progress came at a heavy cost. Factories spewed waste and chemicals into Lake Erie.
I remember that.
I saw it. I smelled it.
She smelled it too.
Over the dead fish on the beach before we went swimming.
That's the problem.
Yeah. It's a wonder I'm here today. I know this. But today, as we usher in a new innovation revolution, we must learn from those mistakes. And we need look no further than the deadly fires in Los Angeles, a reminder of how fragile our world truly is.
Yes.
And what the future will hold if we sacrifice Mother Nature on the altar for profit.
So now what she just said was, I care about small businesses like there's no tomorrow. I care tremendously. And so what are we going to do about that? We're going to make sure the environment crushes them. That's what she just said. We're going to make sure the government crushes them. What? Where was the small business plan? We have to make a better environment for our small businesses. So you know what really matters? Not profits. Profits are stupid. Instead, environment. She just said that. What is wrong with her? But we're buying it. What is wrong with her? What's wrong with her? Now, in case you don't know, she said she's been going to help our small businesses. New York State, since 2019 or so, has less and less small businesses. They've been going down, right? Less of them since 2018. Just the last couple of years, there were 2.3 total million, I think 2.3 million total small business owners in 2023. In 2024, I'm sorry, 2022, 2024, we lost 100,000. We went to 2.2 million. Here's the worst part. Back in 2019, about 20% of all those small business owners were actually just gig employees who just had LLCs or had small business S corps, but they were just gig workers, right? Now about 30% are. So we have less small businesses and more gig workers. It's not working, homegirl. It's not working. Your small business plan is not working. We have less small businesses in New York State and by percentage, more gig workers, which means they're not real small businesses, if you know what I'm talking about. They're people who just need LLCs or S Corps to like drive Uber or something. Yeah.
Our hearts go out to everyone in California who's lost homes, lost loved ones.
What happened to the small business
And
then?
I'm grateful to the firefighters there and the firefighters we have in the state of New York who work 24-hour shifts. They defend their communities from the walls of fire. Thank you to our firefighters.
What happened to New York entrepreneurs?
Thank you.
That went in and out in 5 seconds.
We appreciate you so much.
So she went from entrepreneurs to firefighters are amazing. What happened to, I thought you were going to help the small businesses.
Of the New York National Guardsmen who've been deployed to assist in California.
What is the small business people?
I worry about them. I worry about others. So please join me in a brief silent prayer.
Oh,
for the return of them
please
safely.
Let me.
And how this appreciate you so much.
Jesus Christ, let me virtual signal. What happened to the small businesses?
And I want to thank all the emergency personnel across our state.
Oh, Jesus. Now, she
and
walked right
everyone
by
else
them, didn't she?
Just doing everything they can to save lives and property. But my fight for your family also means this.
I'm taking your family.
We must prevent these catastrophes from becoming our new normal.
Oh.
Because we are the first generation to truly experience the effects of climate change. And we are.
Okay, how is this the new normal in New York State? This is my issue. It's New York State, right? The new normal in New York State. Our issue.
Can do anything about it.
The issue we had is Hurricane Sandy 13 years ago. That's the new normal in New York State? Did I miss something?
And that's why, despite intense opposition, I signed the Climate Change Superfund Act, passed by the legislature.
Because that'll fix it.
And declared it should be the big corporate polluters who should pay for the consequences of climate change.
So I just blew right past entrepreneurs, did nothing for them at all. Just said, we got to make them feel better and walk past that. I'm attacking corporations. So there's no place for new jobs. We're going to educate our people, though, for free, I guess, in some way. Everyone gets a stimmy check, and they'll take their stimmy check and leave New York State. So what she's going to do is pay people, and they're going to leave. I'm not mad at them for doing it, but why would we do that?
Instead of New York taxpayers.
Oh.
And every other state should follow our lead as well.
Yeah, but they won't. Yeah, they will. God damn it. Yeah, they will. So some states will. Damn it.
We've also recommitted to reducing carbon emissions with our offshore wind off the coast of Long Island. Hydroelectric power coming in from Quebec to power New York City.
Yeah, coming in. How does it come in? We buy it from Canada. We buy energy from Canada and Pennsylvania and then say, we're carbon free. Why? Because we don't have enough energy in our own state. She's proud that New York State is not energy independent. She's proud of this.
And just this year,
Joel's like, every energy company should leave New York. She would love that, Joel. She would love that. She would absolutely love that. Yes. And of course, yes, and nothing about nuclear. Why would she?
This year, I'm calling for an historic $1 billion investment to further the transition to a zero emission economy.
Because that always works. Okay. She literally just, as she's smiling, she just said, we're going to help with we need more jobs and we're going to help the entrepreneurs, and then blew right by and went to, it's the environment, stupid. We're going to make sure that we have everything terrible. Yes. Jim said Canadian power since the 60s. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Where's this money coming from?
We're going to build.
She is going to blame Trump for everything. Watch this. Watch 6 months from now.
For green industry.
Oh, power ready sites.
This is the same kind of effort that helped us land Micron and their historic $100 billion investment, which creates 50,000 good-paying jobs in upstate New York.
Here is what I will guarantee you. We will not have 50,000 good-paying jobs in upstate New York. That's not a thing. How do I know that? It never works. And I mean never.
That is the economy of the future.
Not ours.
Microchip fabs, data center, and the supercomputers that power AI. They all need tremendous amounts of energy.
Yes, it's true.
And to support these industries, we've already started developing
what?
Additional strategies.
Tell me.
Like advanced nuclear microprocessors.
Advanced nuclear microprocessors. I don't know what that is. Do we know what that is?
This is a good investment because artificial intelligence alone is projected to drive $320 billion of economic growth in our state by 2038.
How is AI going to drive that amount of cash when AI is going to be replacing people? AI is going to be replacing people. I don't understand any of this.
It's already transforming fields from agriculture to medicine.
And
that's
firing
why
people.
Last year we launched Empire AI to build the most powerful supercomputer in the country for academic research, and it's already happening.
See that?
Thank you to the legislature for supporting this. It's all part of our effort to create a sustainable economy.
I guess that counts.
That can withstand the test of time. Because there is no plan B if we fail. Why is this so important to me? Because my fight for your family includes making sure your kids and grandkids can have the jobs of the future right here in the state of New York, powered by clean energy.
You just said you're going to punish all the corporations. You said nothing about small business. You're going to educate us, they're all going to leave, and no one's staying. Everything you say is Micron. You closed one big deal last year because you put a bunch of money in and because Uncle Joe put a bunch of money in. That's why you did it. You put a bunch of people in there. You put a bunch of money in there. They didn't want to come. They didn't want to come at all.
I've highlighted just a few of the essential elements of my battle plan.
Okay.
I assure you, there are more than 200 proposals in our State of the State book. And you're all going to enjoy reading them late tonight.
Oh, no.
And thank you to my extraordinary team again and my policy team and everyone who worked so hard on this.
And that was there's more thank yous and stuff. But the point I'm bringing up here right now, which is worse, is what did she actually solve? Nothing. An hour of yapping to solve nothing. An hour of yapping. And what did she say? We're going to focus on things that don't matter at all. She said that. We're going to focus on things that don't matter at all. Peace, love, thank you for $2, my friend. Squirrel wisdom. Don't be nuts. Eat nuts. Yes, I would agree with that. Yes, that's the problem. So look, let me ask you one more time if I could. Click the button known as like. If you haven't reshared this, reposted it, please do so now. If you haven't subscribed or you don't follow me, please do so now. Super chat me is awesome. I love that. But make sure no matter what, you can also become a member if you want to. $49 per month. Click that join button. Every new member is awesome and helps tremendously. I do appreciate it. No matter what, please click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. It does matter. I go through this because this is what every governor talks about. Mine is the worst. The worst. They act like they're doing something and they're not. What are they doing? They're spending money. All they talk about is how they're going to spend money. At no point did she express, here is how I'm going to make it easier for you to start a business. Here is how I'm going to make it easier for you to hire people. Here's how I'm going to make it easier for you to keep employees. Here's how I'm going to make it easier for you to sell your business. Here's how I'm going to make it easier for you to move your business. None of that. None of that. The issue is she's just going to make government bigger. The issue is she's going to get more of her people, more cash, and nothing is going to be fixed at all. She didn't touch the most important bit. She brought up last time. If you remember, she brought up last time. Her last State of the Union, if you remember this, I remember I did this too. She said, we have to acknowledge that people are leaving New York State. Remember that from her first State of the Union? Her last State of the Union, I should say. She said that. We have to focus on that people living in New York State. We have to worry about that. That's what she said. Did she bring up this year? No. Because nothing she did made it better for New Yorkers. Let me say it again. Nothing she did made it better for New Yorkers. How do I know that? We still lost 300,000 New Yorkers total. Add 200,000 migrants that came in and a bunch of them that left. We still lost overall population in New York State again. If this keeps going, by 2030, the next time we have a census, New York State will lose another congressperson. And now we count migrants. They changed the laws that year so that New York State could count undocumented migrants in I'm not joking, so that we can count them in our population. Even though they don't vote and they're here illegally, undocumented, we count them so we don't lose any more congresspeople. If we don't count them and this happens, we'll lose 2. I'm not joking. We will lose 2. That is how many people are rushing out of my state every single year. Did she mention it this year? No, because she is failing. When I ran in 2018, I mentioned something very importantly. And that most important thing is, if I can't stop the bleeding in 4 years, I have failed as governor. That was what I said, and I stand by that. If I can't stop the bleeding in 4 years, I have failed as governor. She has not stopped the bleeding in 4 years. She is failing as governor. We are still leaving the state in droves. That's how that works. We are leaving the state in droves every single year. And she has no plan for growth. She hasn't had a plan for growth in 4 years. Cuomo didn't either. Neither does she. There's no plan for growth. And that's the problem. The plan is for, here's how I'll give you guys some dollars. And then when I don't make any money, she will blame Trump. Guaranteed. 6 months from now, a year from now, when the budget's broken and Trump will write her a big check. See, it's because Trump hates us and the SALT tax and he's evil or whatever story she's going to say. That's why New York State is failing. It's because Trump. Because always remember, orange man bad. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I had to do this. It was New York. I know it was New York based, but it was important. I have other shows I will do this week. I will be on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Again, please, guys, if you would, at the end of this, once this is over, please put in what you think is the number one issue in your state. And I will respond. What's the number one issue that your governor should fix in your state? Please put that as a comment, and I will see you all very soon.